You know when you go to the movie theater and you don't really give a shit what the popcorn tastes like, but you're eating it anyways?
Yeah.
I'm kind of like movie theater popcorn. You're just going to get it anyways. You know what I mean?
What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Ria and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday, except it's Ria and Kelly Keys.
Woo!
And
Hello,
Noah
hello.
on a Monday. Fran is not yet back from Europe.
She's still scouring the countryside, I believe.
Yes, I believe.
Florence? Is she still in Florence?
I believe so. I think she'll be back
Jealous.
tonight or tomorrow morning. I forget which.
I'm excited to hear about her trip.
Yeah, so
it
am
looked
I.
beautiful.
It did look glorious.
I get really jealous when people are traveling and I'm not.
I know, but you travel.
I
a
know,
lot.
but it's like when it's other people and not me, I'm like,
Right.
I want to be on vacation forever.
Right, but you were just in Paris, so
I was. I know. I'm
you
being
know.
a brat.
yeah.
But I wasn't in Florence, Italy.
That's true. That's true. You were not there.
Could've
Have
been
you ever
there.
been?
No, Italy I've not been to.
Me
I'm
either.
saving it because there are so many places I want to go in Italy and I want to give it the proper time, like how I feel I didn't give Paris the proper
Yeah.
time and I need to go back. However, I want to save it for like a 2-week,
Rendezvous.
something like that.
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
feel
places
you.
I got to hit up.
Yeah, same. Noah, how are you?
Great.
How was your
honestly,
vacation?
I haven't had one comment today about my tan. Am I not tan?
Honestly, your arms are tan. I'll tell you something
Maybe
right now.
I thought I was tanner.
Your outfit is not helping you with the tan. Like your
Why?
outfit
It's
is all dark. Like you have like gray, brown. Like nothing about it says
The
look at my
Aruba
popping
sun
tan.
scared me, so I usually I don't really put that much sunscreen on. I was like drenching myself because I was
You
like, I
have
don't
to
want
in
Oh
Aruba.
yeah,
my
duh,
back got burned.
Aruba.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so everybody is coming back from a trip. So
Yes.
you're coming back from your trip. You're coming back from your trip. I want to hear how
Yeah.
everybody's trips were.
My trip was fantastic.
It looked
was
fantastic.
very relaxing. Went to St. Lucia. We had a lot of fun. It was, you know what I really am realizing that I love to meet people on vacation. Like there's something about meeting people on vacation
Yeah.
that just, gets me giddy. Like
It's nice because
it-
everyone's in a good mood already. So
everyone-
everybody you
and-
meet is like, we're all on vacation. Can you believe we're all here?
And
like,
it's more
it's
just
nice.
like meeting different people from different places. And like, you meet the cool people, you meet the freaks.
oh yeah.
And it just adds another element to the vacation. So that was funny because we went to make chocolate at Hotel Chocolat.
Chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate.
Where's the chocolate?
And those are like group things. So you meet like other
You know, I
couples
love
and
that
such.
group shit.
Yeah.
I will schedule those things. I use this thing called Viator. I think everybody uses it.
Yeah, that's where I
whatever.
scheduled it. Yeah.
They're the best. They have all these like random activities you can pick on, choose on, whatever. I've gone by myself a bunch. I've gone with people. Like it's a really fun thing. But yeah, it's the ones that I've gone by myself, I think I have the most fun because I show up and like people, if you're by yourself or if you're in a couple, like they automatically kind of gravitate towards
Yeah.
you because they're interested in your story. And I'm equally interested in all these other people's stories, especially if you're on like a thing that is something that nobody ever does, like making chocolate. Like that's
Right.
a thing probably most of those people are doing for the first time. And you're all kind of looking at each other like, I can't believe we're doing this.
And everyone's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Like making chocolate is way harder than
making friends with like the people in the group behind the like instructor's back, or you're looking around, you're like, oh my, look, what's he saying? What you're gonna do right now? Like,
and the
it's so
instructor's like
crazy.
mean.
Yeah.
Like we don't know how to make chocolate. Why are
I
you?
don't know.
The
Don't be rude.
worst thing to me is when
Yeah.
I feel like I'm taking a test when I'm on vacation, right?
No.
When you're in a
Can't have
group
that.
thing, you're making chocolate, and the instructor's like, what goes in this chocolate? And I'm like, you tell me.
don't know,
You're
dude.
instructing me. Stop.
I'm here to learn.
And then looking at everybody. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. No, bitch, I'm not in class.
No, we didn't research
No.
this class because we thought we were going to come
I
here
thought I
and
was
learn.
going to learn how to make
Pull
the
up a
chocolate.
PowerPoint if you have to.
Yes.
Like, what are we doing here?
So-
no, I didn't research the cacao bean.
The cacao beans. But that always adds an element. I think it's so funny, like meeting other people, but also just like sitting on the beach, reading a nice book, drinking hand.
Did you read a lot, or did you like try to read and then it not? I feel like I always bring a book somewhere and I read like 3 pages and then I'm distracted and then I'm drinking or I'm reading, listening to music.
I could really lock into a book on
Yeah?
the beach for hours.
Ooh, that's good. That's a good trait.
Because maybe not every day, but there's at least 1 or 2 days where I'm locked in for hours because for me, it's like once you get that sun you were looking for
Oh, yeah.
on the first couple days, then the back end sit under the umbrella, read the book. Now you're
That's
not
how you
worried
do
about
it.
getting the tan. You're like relaxing now.
You don't have to worry about the lines. When I'm reading and trying to get sun at the same time, I'm always worried about like holding the book in the right way so it's on my bathing suit and not.
I never
putting
even
lines
thought about
on my,
that.
Yeah, because like if you hold it at a certain angle, like it'll only be, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
You shadow tan.
Yeah.
But
It's
also
absurd.
just like, I don't know, frolicking around the water together.
Oh.
I don't know. It was just amazing because it was just so relaxing for
It's
like
beautiful.
5 days.
It's wonderful, wonderful, lovely.
Yeah, there wasn't much to do at night. It's so I'll say we stayed at Sugar Beach, St. Lucia, because people were asking what hotel it was. Sugar Beach, St. Lucia, and the food was excellent. We went to this unbelievable restaurant.
Ooh.
Called the Treetop Restaurant.
Is this one that everybody's talking about, that like burger or whatever? I saw people
No, that's
in your
Jetty.
comments.
Jetty Burger is on the beach.
Okay.
This you have to leave the resort, and it's called the Treetop Restaurant, and it is unbelievable. There's no menu, so the chef decides what they're going to make like that night, and it's
I love
kind of
places
based
like
around
that.
like Indian food. It is incredible. Honestly, top 3 restaurant I've ever been to.
Oh shit.
Like,
well, it sounds like I have to book a trip.
no, like it. We were genuinely amazed at it.
Wow.
It was. I love like.
What kind of food did they give?
It was mostly like Indian food, like different Indian
Yeah, but like
dishes.
what kind of like was it like chicken?
Yeah,
like,
there was chicken,
yeah.
there was lamb.
Yum.
There was different kind of. The apps were a little different. It was like a bruschetta, like with a twist, like
a fusion.
Yeah,
vibe.
it was interesting. The dessert was amazing. Like
Wow.
it was incredible. It was seriously.
I think I saw you posting pics of it. And it looked insane.
I didn't post any of the food from that place.
Not from that,
but
yeah.
the place itself, I posted pictures from.
Yeah.
The beautiful view of the pitons. It was seriously a top 3 restaurant I've ever been to in my life.
Damn, that sounds so nice.
It was really incredible.
I love a place where you go and it's like they'll the chef or whoever it is, it's all it's whatever the menu is tonight, because you don't have to think about anything.
Right.
I kind of love no choices, nothing. You're just like, whatever's coming to me is coming to me. I'm gonna love it. It was made with tender love and care, and
Just
I'm gonna appreciate this.
Feed me.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
it. Nom nom nom. Just feed me. So yeah, it was great.
That sounds so wonderful.
Yeah, it was just really relaxing.
Just a lovely time.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Not a bad flight either, right?
No, it was a little over 4 hours there and
That's not
back,
bad.
which isn't too bad. Downloaded some shows, which
Love
we'll talk
that.
about in the weekly watch report. But other than that, nothing really crazy happened. We just, enjoyed our time there, and it was really
That's so
relaxing.
nice.
It was
That's so
exactly
nice.
the kind of vacation I think, we needed to on our week off. Because
Absolutely.
we took a week off to relax, Fran and I and Noah and Sarah. So it was wonderful.
Yeah, and you got to relax in that time too. Which
Yeah,
I think
so-
you did the right thing. Like not too much.
Right. I wasn't bouncing around too much, but we did get home Wednesday night. So I was home Wednesday to Sunday, and I was like, okay.
Let's get it popping.
Yeah, because Marty went to work on Thursday and Friday after we came back, and we took the episodes off. So I was just like, all right, like let me walk around Jersey City and Hoboken, like
Hang around the house.
Let's see what's popping.
Get some stuff done.
Dance around the house.
Of course.
Get stuff done, but not get stuff done. Stare at the stuff I need to get done and not do
And
it.
think,
right, like I was.
I'm
like,
on vacation.
No, so I was like, I have to do my save the dates, right? I'm like, I have to do my save the dates.
Yep.
I was like, okay, well, Thursday and Friday I'll be home from vacation and I'll be not doing much. Like I'm just chilling. Didn't do the save the dates.
Didn't even look at them.
Didn't even
glance
log
in their general
on
direction.
to the website.
No.
Which I have to do this week.
You got to do it. You
I
got
have
to
to
do
do
it
it.
because it is true. Well, we're officially we're on the countdown. A little.
Under a year.
Yeah.
We're like 10-ish. It's in
Yeah.
April, so
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, we got to do it for sure.
Yeah, we got to get on that shit.
You got to get that shit out.
Yeah, we do.
It's okay. It's already
so
in
yeah.
my calendar. That's all that matters.
It is. Thank God. But happy to be back. And Noah, how was your vacation?
My vacation was very nice.
Did you go by yourself or did you go with
No,
a lover
I-
you're not telling us about? I'm just spreading rumors.
Aruba recommendation.
Aruba?
From where we went.
Ria. Well,
What do you
you
mean?
guys were there.
Yeah, remember we went to Aruba together?
No, I know.
But you went to the same place.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
Ria
that's
kind of
great.
like gave me most of the recommendations for this trip.
That was a good
yeah,
trip.
I'm like, Kelly, are you forgetting?
No.
the Aruba
I
vacation?
knew that, but I didn't realize. I did not know you were in the same place.
Yeah.
It looked
shout out
familiar
the Hyatt.
with the one photo. The Grand Hyatt, right? The Grand
Yeah,
Hyatt,
yeah.
whatever. Yeah. Did you wake up early in the morning and watch the koi in the pond? Because that's what I do every morning. Like a freak.
But I walk by it every day. They seem nice.
They feed them in the morning. It's a whole thing. God, you should have asked me. I had no idea. I would have told you what to do at 6 a.m. when you can't sleep.
No one wakes up at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, but on vacay, do you
vacation,
as well?
No, I tried to wake up like not that late, but I'm not waking up at. My mom texted me like I was with my mom,
Maybe
my
not
sister,
6.
and my brother. My mom would text at like 7:30, like going to work out. I'm like, are you insane? Like I'm not getting up at 7:30 on a vacation.
I'm kind of like that on vacation. Like I never wake up early. Like I'm not a morning person. Like I'm so miserable, whatever. But on vacation, especially in like a sunny place, I'm like, I have to see the sun. Like I must see the sunrise. I have to see the koi eating in the morning.
Yeah.
Like it's 8 a.m.
I don't want to miss.
Yeah, I was by the beach by 9 a.m. every morning just because you're like, I gotta make the most
exactly.
of this.
I like freak out about it.
How were the restaurants? How was the place?
It was nice. I mean, honestly, when we got there, it was actually like drizzling when we got there, I think, which is like very rare. I think.
Yeah.
And it was cloudy, so I was like, "Fuck."
Damn.
Like this
How many days were you there total? 5?
No. We got there on Tuesday like afternoon, and then left Friday afternoon. So it wasn't like that long, but it was
very
honestly,
quick trip.
Yeah,
it was quick,
A weekend trip to Aruba.
Yeah.
But it was honestly like the perfect amount of time because I think if it was any longer, I would have like wanted to kill my siblings.
Of course.
They weren't originally supposed to be on it. It was a mother-son trip.
Aww,
and then
they
she
invited
just
themselves?
like invited the other ones. But it was fun. And before we went to Aruba, we went to, as a whole family, including my dad, we went to the Rolling Stones concert. Which
I
was
saw
very
that.
fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mick Jagger, I don't know how he does it.
He's
like,
still,
seriously, I don't know how he does
going.
it.
He's still going.
But like Paul McCartney was crazy when I saw him because he was 80, but he just stood in one place for the most part.
Right.
Mick Jagger was like sprinting at full speed down the like catwalk.
Yeah.
I'm like, how? If he falls, like
that's it. I know.
It's kind of
crazy.
incredible, like who still has it and who doesn't. And like Robbie Fox and I were just talking about this recently because he sent me a video. He went to go see Motley Crue. It was like a more intimate show, and Vince Neil he just didn't have it anymore. You know, he just didn't sound. But you know,
but he's old.
But
he's
also,
old.
they've been through so much.
Right,
like,
of
like they
course.
were just doing the most drugs they possibly
right.
could, almost dying every day. Like, and then like Bon Jovi can't sing anymore either.
No, I saw that
Wait, he
recently,
can't
but
sing.
he's got like he was getting surgeries and stuff.
Yeah.
Like something was going on.
So
with
it's
his
kind of
voice.
crazy to see who like can still like run across that stage.
Speaking of, have you seen that the Celine Dion documentary coming out?
Yes.
I don't know when it's coming out, but I know that I'm gonna cry the whole time.
I know.
I saw the
incredibly
preview for it.
sad.
So crazy.
Yeah.
So crazy. To
It
think
really
about.
is sad.
Reminded me of that. I saw the Rolling Stones once in Raleigh in, I want to say, I'm trying to think when. I sound like 1,000 years
or
old.
Noah likes to call it Rayleigh.
Right? Like, is that what you say? That's a problem.
years ago.
It's an
I
ongoing
was
joke.
Much more naive, and when I was younger.
You didn't know when you were younger. You didn't know the world then.
Yeah,
You didn't know North Carolina yet. I was in Raleigh. I want to say 14, 13, something like that. And my friends and I all went, a group of us, and we all dressed up like hippy dippy, like cool, whatever.
Fun.
By the way, no one else was dressed like that. Like everyone there was like 60, 70 years old, all wearing like an original band tee and like jorts.
Vintage.
Yeah, and we were like dressed like sluts, and we were there and having a great time. And even then, we were like, damn, these guys are so old. Like, how are they ever gonna? This was like 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
And we were like, how are they gonna keep it going?
But
Whatever.
I was
No,
saying,
did you dress like a slut?
No.
Did you wear a crop top
no.
and a body chain?
No, my mom
You don't
ordered
borrow my
Rolling
body chain for
Stones,
next time?
I thought he was supposed to be like, no, my mom dressed like a slut.
yeah.
No, my mom ordered a Rolling Stones like shirt from Amazon to wear, so she was the only one like in theme.
In theme. Okay. You didn't? What did you wear? You didn't wear
I just wore,
a
like,
band tee?
I think I wore a Grateful Dead shirt.
I feel like
Okay,
a lot of
that's
people
fair.
don't wear the
Sometimes
band they're
I'm
going
like,
to see
it's like,
to the band.
is it
It really
corny?
like depends on.
I guess so. It
But
depends
I don't
on the person,
understand
yeah.
why that's corny.
No, but that's not
I don't
You're
think
going
it's
to
corny.
see.
Right.
You're going
I'm
to
a fan.
see them. You're
Yeah.
a fan. Why wouldn't you wear something?
Right.
Like, I've seen that before. It's like big in the band talk where like you don't wear a band tee to that. And it's like
that makes no sense.
But why
unless
wouldn't I? I'm
unless you're wearing
supporting
a
you.
different outfit. Like,
Yeah.
like for example, when Taylor Swift, obviously you dress up, you do a whole thing. Harry Styles, I went to, I wore like a cute outfit. I didn't wear and I also didn't have a tee. But if I had a Harry Styles tee at the time, I probably would have worn it.
I
you
had
know?
this sick Harry Styles jacket that I wore to the Harry Styles concert.
That's amazing.
Everybody else was dressed up.
Oh, yeah, your
but I looked
jeans,
like a
split
freak.
down the middle.
Yeah.
Why though? It makes no sense to me.
I don't
Makes no
know.
sense.
I don't know.
It doesn't really, and also whenever I go to Dead & Company, like I wear tie, like I dress in full tie dye.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So it's
Slutty
not
tie dye.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
but how
cuts the
was
sleeves off,
belly shirt,
side boob.
belly shirt, Noah?
Yeah.
How would you rate your whole vacation?
I thought it was perfect. Like, yeah. All the restaurants you gave me were great. Yeah. We went to a Zero.
Yes.
The last
Oh
night.
yeah, that
restaurant,
Italian place
and
was
the waiter for some reason just had it out for me. Like,
great. Rude.
no, like he was
Why?
funny.
Were you like, I'm allergic to peanut?
No, he was like, well, yeah, I have to say that. I might have not said that, but he was like a funny gay guy. But he just like decided that he was gonna pick on me.
Maybe
so, like,
he liked you.
I ordered something, and his immediate response was like gave me a weird look and then said bad order. And
Okay, so he's flirting.
Yeah,
No,
but
like,
at
flirting
a restaurant
Was
he
he like,
works
oh,
with?
bad order?
No,
like
but
he's just he's
he was like
negging
bad,
you.
but it was in a way that I'm like, I literally responded, "Oh, should I get something else?" Like how do you want me to respond to that?
He was
and then
trying to- he was trying to neg
and then he
you,
goes,
and you
"I
were- you
hate
were not picking
seafood."
it up.
Like goes on to say he hates seafood. He can't even be near it. He has to like walk around the kitchen. I'm like, all right, that's a
So
weird.
what? Yeah, why are you
in
working
Aruba?
here? Yeah.
And
I can't believe
then
this guy's
I tried
talking
to
you
like,
this long.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate seafood. I have to walk
Yeah.
out of the kitchen.
I
He
tried to
literally
order
is
a
like,
And
drink.
trying to
Noah's
sex with
number
you.
one food is seafood. I think,
Yeah.
right?
I tried to order another drink later, and he's like, "You can only have one. Let me see your ID." I'm like, "Come on, man! Like, what is going on here?"
Okay, well, he wanted to see your ID because he wanted to see how old you were.
And also, this guy is fully flirting with you.
I don't
Like, this
think
is
so.
a
I
full.
think if you asked
no,
my
yeah,
mom,
no.
and then they were just like, "No, he was just shitting on him."
But like, for what? Why
Yeah,
would he
I
be
don't
doing
know.
that if not to like be? Yeah, like hearing that makes me think that this guy is negging you and he's trying to like like I'm broing out.
Oh, let me
like,
see
whatever.
your ID because I need to make sure you're of
Yeah.
age.
Are you even old enough? Like
Yeah.
that's like a bitchy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
if that were
maybe.
a girl, that would be exactly what I'd be doing. Like I'd be like,
That's like in
oh
high
wow,
school, like,
bad order.
let me see the
Like,
size of your hand.
Yeah, yeah. Hold your hand up to my
Oh,
hand.
let me wear your
like,
hat.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Can I borrow your hoodie? Like shit like that.
Passions on the Beach was very nice. I
That
like
place
that.
is
Ooh.
nice, yeah.
And what else? We went on the like Sunset Booze cruise.
I was
thing.
like, did you
Jolly
go on?
Pirate?
I said,
Did you?
Wait, no,
I said,
no,
did
no.
you go on
It was
Jolly
called-
Pirate? You said
our
no.
boat was like
Oh,
called
no.
the Dolphin or something, but it was
Oh,
very
okay.
fun.
We had a
That's nice. Jolly Pirate though, nothing tops a Jolly
we
Pirate.
had a crazy time
Yeah.
with the Jolly Pirate.
Even my
What, did you have to take a-
parents went on that when they went to Aruba recently.
Did you have to get onto that boat? Did you have to take like a smaller boat to get to the boat?
No, I think we walked right
we
up like
just
a long
hopped.
ass
We
plane.
just
Yeah,
hopped
I saw
along
those.
Jolly Pirate.
Because we had to take
It's like all made of wood. Like it looks like they really
Yeah.
look like pirate ships.
Okay. Oh no, we were next to one of those.
And you
I think they
swing
all
from
got
the
on-
thing, and
yeah.
you had
No,
a
we
beautiful.
had a
I had
swing.
the best swing.
I
of all.
just fell right off.
we had a swing and we had a slide. and,
Nobody was expecting like
Yeah.
I don't know why. It was either you knew what to do or you didn't know.
I said
was
that
so
Aruba's
anxious.
a great place to go with a friend, like a friend group.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
fun. We should
And
go back.
I like
know.
that everything's just like it felt kind of like Vegas in a way because everything's just like on a strip and you can just walk
Yeah.
down. And so we walked like down to the Ritz-Carlton. I just wanted to see, and I was kind of happy that I was at the Hyatt. Honestly, like it looks nice, but it was like dead, and no one was having
Yeah.
It's
fun.
dead and it's all very like stuffy. I think the Hyatt's the best one.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
think
really
so,
like
too.
it. 'Cause it's it's cute, fun. It doesn't feel like you're in like a place that's too
Yeah.
fancy for you. But it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like you're in a shithole either.
Right.
And then the area that you can walk around and the pool and stuff is so nice.
Yeah, it's so
Like,
nice there. I love it there.
My sister got. I just have to say, just to embarrass her, because at a Zero, I've just been saying this nonstop. She got humbled so hard because she was
my
like,
God.
"Oh my God, that guy over there I went to college with him. Like we hung out like and he was like,
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know how close they were.
Oh no.
But I was like, oh, so are you gonna say something? So she like got the courage to be like, he was at the
No.
table like across from us, but his back was to her,
no,
and
no,
she's
no.
like, Will, like nothing.
No.
Will, nothing. Will, and he turns around like with a blank stare. She's like,
No.
I think you went to Trinity like with me.
No,
right?
stop, no.
And he's like, still nothing. And she's like, Lily. And he goes, Lily who?
Holy Shit.
No.
Pray for your
First of all,
sister.
why are you embarrassing your sister like this?
Pray for her. Pray for her. Listen, we've all been there. Number one,
No,
number two.
we've all been there multiple
times.
And then,
But I don't think I would go as far as to like call out a name if I wasn't positive that they were
Yeah.
gonna know
But
who
it
I
was him, right?
it was him, and then she's like, "Well, I'm friends with this," and then he like did the like fake. Oh yeah. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
please.
Yeah.
Oh, my
And then like
God, what a
later that night, he
doucher.
I know, what a
Snapchatted her like,
dickhead.
or
He Snapchatted her?
Snapchat like messaged her being like, "I'm so sorry, I didn't recognize you." Like whatever.
Okay, first of
No
all,
way.
okay, first of
Sketch.
all, not even embarrassing on your sister. This guy sucks. Like
sucks.
he
acted
Snapchat
too
her
cool.
later on.
Yeah. Also, he
was
knows
he
her
with?
well. No,
He was with-
he
he was
knows
with his
her well
family.
enough to be on Snapchat, but not to
Yeah.
recognize you at a table in a fucking Aruba
Yeah.
next to each other. Liar. He's a liar.
Yeah.
Will, wherever you are, you're a liar.
Yeah.
And
You're a big fat liar.
You made Lily look stupid for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Embarrassing in front of her brothers and
Yeah.
her mom.
Don't do that.
Oh,
What
I
was your
like,
mom's
rude.
reaction?
She started talking to the dad. Like
Your
it was
mom
actually
is
went
like
on.
the most friendly
I know,
person
she's so
ever.
funny.
I love
know.
your mom so
Oh my god,
much.
you should have seen her on the boat. Let me show
Oh,
you
of
her
course.
on the boat. honestly.
She is seriously the best.
Well, she's the ideal person. We're saying you love to meet people on vacation. Like
Watch
she's
it.
the ideal
You
person.
wanna meet
You want to
her.
meet.
You
Noah's
wanna
mom
meet
on
Noah's
vacation.
Watch this
Like
video
she's the
of my
greatest.
mom on the Sunset Cruise.
Oh, nice. That's nice, Sarah.
Which one is it?
Is it the one that's already open?
No, you're
No, it's the
now.
whole-
I have a selfie of
Oh,
you.
camera. Oh, camera. No,
I'm just
no, not
looking
a
at Noah's
selfie.
camera
Let me
now,
see,
and I'm
turn
like
around.
kind of like putting it like this because I don't want to see too
Let
much.
me see the selfie.
No, that's not a selfie.
Oh no, that's your selfie.
That was when I said my family abandoned me.
Oh,
Oh, that's funny.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna close one eye.
No, I always feel the same whenever someone hands me their camera roll. I'm like,
Oh
stop.
my god. See, she's just the best.
Let me see,
She's
turn to
having
me.
a blast.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god, that
No
is
surprise at all.
amazing. I love it. I love it.
Oh, that's good. So you did have a good time on the cruise. Like that was it was still a party cruise. Yeah, yeah. Oh, jet ski, that's so fun.
Oh
Shit.
yeah, how was the jet
We gotta
skis?
go. We gotta
go back.
Let's go back.
I know.
Jet ski was fun.
Well, I
Let's
said
take
to
our
Noah.
crew.
Noah's like texting me about it. I'm like, that would be a fun place to go with like all of our
100%.
friends.
And
So I'm
it's
like,
a quick thing.
Yeah, it's quick.
We'll
We
stay
can
at
go
the
for 2
Hyatt.
days.
Honestly, barely go for a couple
the thing that the water out there is like the saltiest water I've ever been in. I don't know why. Like after the
is
jet
salty.
skiing, I couldn't like for like hours. My eyes were killing me. I couldn't see.
I noticed that when I was there too because
Yeah.
it was. I noticed it for the good in my hair. It made my hair look great.
But I do remember us
it
all
was
being like,
salty.
in St. Lucia, the water was so salty too. I was
Oh,
like,
really?
I was like, you know, I was like, oh my god, because they have
Like a
these
cartoon.
really cool. I'm sure you've seen them before, like the lay down things in the water.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They had some of those in the ocean, which is just so
They're the
nice.
best.
Just
They're the
lay
best.
together and just like you're looking up at the pitons, you're in the water, but then it's like not as chill when you're trying to get out, and then you're like
Right, then
kind of
you're
like
drowning,
drowning.
kind of.
Like,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like
of course.
trying to like crawl out of
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like
You're sinking
and then,
all of a sudden,
And like I said,
and-
then all of a sudden you're in the water, and you're like like the water's all in my mouth.
It was nice.
It's in
though,
your
there were
eyes. You're like,
Yeah.
No rocks or shells. Like it was just like the softest
Oh,
sand
it's so-
ever.
it's
well,
so
you know what's so
beautiful.
funny that because you're a New England beach
Yeah.
person. I never like the first time I ever went to a beach in New England was Cape Cod, and there were fucking like shells and shit everywhere.
You have to walk like you.
and I was like, this is the worst.
It's
'Cause
like you have to
Jersey
walk
Shore is
through
not like that.
hell to
Long
get
Beach
into the
Island is
water.
not that, and that's how I grew up on like with
Wait.
beautiful sand.
Speaking of Jersey Shore, do you guys remember? Because we were in the ocean, we were
I'm
talking
already
about
laughing.
this.
We're not even...
Do you remember when last year we did shrooms at the beach, and then we went into the water, and Tommy
could
was
shred the
and,
most?
and Tommy was like, who can not touch the ground the longest?
And when I wouldn't quit,
and none of us would quit. Like it was
No one would
like,
quit.
I was
no one would quit. I
Kelly
won that.
won, yeah.
I do remember
you
because
did
I
win.
won it.
You
Because
did
again,
win.
I
was like, I don't know how much longer.
because
I can do
it's so
this.
well. No,
And
again,
then we were just
it was
in the
so
water
focused.
for so long. Like, you know, you like time went by. We were like,
Yeah.
we're still treading water right now.
Yeah.
It was too long.
I do miss it. I'm excited for that because of the waves and stuff. Like
Yeah.
there were no waves in Aruba.
love-
Right. On the tropical
no waves
islands, there's
kinda
really
sucks.
no
Yeah.
waves. But Jersey Shore, they have the waves.
I'm so pumped up for the waves.
I'm so excited for that because
I know.
also remember the fun house too.
Yeah, of
that
course.
was
Yeah.
so much fun.
Well, these are all things. You know what? Tommy said something the other day. He like I don't know where I saw this in a clip, something about how he thinks he's gonna die in a funhouse or die with mirrors or something.
Oh,
I don't know where I saw this. Maybe KFC Radio. I don't know. They were talking. Marty was there too, because it made me think like I gotta bring that up, because he mentioned like we were just in a funhouse with mirrors, and he has said like I feel like I'm gonna die in a funhouse with mirrors.
That was really,
and I'm like, so we're just gonna go every year. We're gonna keep going back to this funhouse with mirrors until you're dead. Like that's crazy. I never brought it up. I forgot to bring it up
for it each time.
Right. So now I'm even more prepared. But that's gonna make me anxious.
That was. At first, the mirrors were like, "Get us the fuck out of here!" And
no. But then it gets fun,
and then it got really fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I just want to smack my face ever. That's the only issue.
The problem with waiting for the Jersey Shore is like we have to wait so long.
I know.
Like,
I'm really antsy.
So we have a house. I've talked about this because I said we're having a big jamboree for my
big party
for my birthday,
the big soiree.
But not really. Like it's just like 10 of us.
We're gonna be like it's a blowout, and it's literally gonna be like four of our friends,
right? Like on floats in the pool,
like always.
Like
but high noon.
Yeah, but it's like not that soon. But it keeps feeling like it's soon.
It's not that far. Like July 4th. Like once July 4th comes, then it's like
right. But
it's like a month. Let's see. It's like a month and a half away.
Yeah. I'm just fucking itching to get to the Jersey Shore.
I am too.
That's when my issue is that I'm like I'm trying not to go before then.
I'm itching to
because it won't be the same experience without a house and everything. But I'm like, I'm fucking itching to go.
I'm itching to go. Right, because it's the whole experience. It's the waking up early, going to the beach, laying on the beach, hanging out.
Jeff D. Lowe.
Or like Jeff D. Lowe is a huge part of it. Like he's a huge part of the experience. And it's like you
can't go.
You go home, you get ready, like that part of it. Like I love that time. I love coming home from the beach. Everybody's kind of sitting around sandy, like tan.
We had a little barbecue last year. Yeah, we got ribs, pasta,
like we're gonna do all
thing.
that. We've got a pool this time. Like we can even hang by the pool, like instead of the beach, like just chill, whatever. Getting ready. I love getting ready at the beach. That's like my favorite thing is walking around. I've got a high noon always. Like a little, we're all a little sunburned, and it's like, what am I wearing? And it's like, you always look great, like that 1 minute until the humidity ruins your hair. Like it's just
flick it back.
Yeah, it's like my favorite time. And then going out. Here's my question: us going out.
Yeah,
obviously we'll be frequenting DJs, which we're gonna go like once or twice.
I think we'll go Thursday night. We'll go to DJs
just one time.
I think
I'm worried about the popularity of DJs these days, because last year it was too popular. Too many people were there.
Thursday nights DJs are perfect to me.
That is true.
It's like
we were going on other days,
but we did go Thursday last year, and it was a lot of fun.
That was nice, but we went early, right? That was when we were there.
That's my
early.
least favorite out of the big three.
Yeah,
DJs, Parker House, and Jax.
I think Jax was the most. Like, I feel like I'm at the Jersey Shore, but Parker House, I love
because we were like literally on the beach.
Yeah, like on the beach, and
Jax is a new addition to my rotation. Like Jax didn't exist like that, or it did, but I don't think it was as big. Like when I was doing the Shore when I was in my 20s, like it was not. You would never go to Jax, and so but now they must have like expanded that area, which is why people go. But it was always Parker House was always number one, and then DJs was up there, but it was like. The trash.
Isn't there another one that we weren't allowed to go to?
Osprey. We're not allowed to go to Osprey or Leggett's, which are two of my favorite places that Jeff D. Lowe always is like, we're not going. No one goes there anymore. They're my favorite places. Osprey was my number one. They have live music. Like it's really fun, but apparently it's a shit show. Everybody goes there now. It's like whatever. We gotta pick the right days. Yeah. God bless you, by the way.
Thank you. Listen, I'm open for anything. Yeah. I think we're all.
I think what if we try to step out of bounds and like I try to bring you guys to a different bar this year? You think Jeff will be okay?
No.
I think you're gonna be sent home.
No, like again, I've said this a few times, but like Jeff keeps acting like he's the king of the shore when it's literally where I grew up. Like I keep saying this,
it's
but
like my
no one cares.
Favorite underlying story of the whole thing.
It's like no one takes me seriously. It's like only Jeff. Like he's the one. That's
like on this Aruba trip.
I was seriously.
Like, I was the only I kept saying like if it wasn't for me, they would never have left the Hyatt or anything. So I was the one planning everything. Jersey Shore, it's like I don't have to do any of this. Like we have a guy.
Yeah,
and
we
just
have
follow
a guy.
him.
Yeah, and I do like going with the flow. I don't want it, but I just sometimes I want to get a little shine as well. To be like, hey, we acknowledge that you spent your life here.
Right. We acknowledge you spent your life
there.
Thank you. And I want to say this. We go with the flow until the flow gets fucked up. Like last year when we were picked up by this trolley.
Oh my God.
And
it's called, what's it called?
It's not the trolley.
No, it's not the trolley. It's a van.
Shuttle?
No, it's called the
Willie?
The Wally.
Wally.
It's called the Wally.
Yeah. A Wally. It's a van. It's a big van. Basically a Sprinter van that can hold like a handful of people.
It's like a school bus.
It's like a school bus. You usually call it. It's like $5 a head, whatever it brings you. It's what the locals do, according to Jeff D. Lowe. I never did a walk. Maybe we did a couple of times, like in my day, but it was never the thing. We usually would just walk to wherever we were going. So you call it. It brings you to your place. Sometimes if you're unlucky, it will pick up other people. And
if you're unlucky.
and it picked up other people. It picked up 20 other people.
It picked up 20 other people.
Everybody
who all went
was
to college
like
together.
20 years old, all went to school together. We were fucked up on shrooms.
Remember, we
not wanting it.
right when we got to our destination, which was the boardwalk.
Yeah,
they were like, "Hey, Tommy, can we get a pic?" Like
it was crazy.
They pretended to not know.
The whole time in the car, they acted like we didn't
smokes.
exist.
Can we get a picture?
It was not. It was ridiculous.
But they were all went to college together. And they kept singing their college song.
It was crazy.
Over and over again.
Did they all go to
Penn State? It wasn't Penn State because Jeff D. Lowe would have been really excited.
He would have been excited about that. Right. It wasn't Penn State.
I think it was maybe Clemson.
Probably. Rutgers, maybe. It was something weird.
It was and they all played this song over and over again.
It was
and
the worst.
It was just
the whole
madness.
Ride.
And I know telling this story, you're like, people are probably like, okay, we get it. But like, put yourself in
put yourself in that shoe. When you're hanging out with your friends all day, you're having a great time, you think you have like a ride to your destination, whatever, and then it's like when I got us all an Uber, and then accidentally it's an Uber pool and you didn't realize. Like that's literally what happened.
And you've
to
been
us.
drinking all day.
You've been drinking all day. We're sunburned. We're this. We're that. We're on our way to the fun house. Our shrooms are kicking in.
Yeah,
like,
you're not in the right headspace.
We're playing like soft rock on the way there, and then they walk in and they put on like Tiesto from who knows when. Levels, and it's like I'm not ready for Levels yet. It's 6 p.m. Like I'm not ready.
You just have to put yourself in the mindset of like drinking all day. We all ate a little bit of chocolate before getting onto this Wally because we're thinking that it's just us on this Wally, and then a group of 20-year-old kids come rushing onto this,
and they're all like hammered,
screaming,
sweaty, like just the exactly.
I remember
what you think.
texting
all wearing
my
a
sister,
polo and khaki shorts, like every single one of them.
I remember texting my sister being like, "You need to talk me through this." Like I was like just putting my head down.
No,
like,
it was so bad.
like kind of bugging out a little bit, being like, I don't know what's going on.
I think
right
I
now.
might have been sitting on the floor. Yeah. Like I feel like I wasn't in a real seat. Like there was something weird going on, or like maybe other people weren't in a real seat.
Yeah,
like,
it was.
I don't know. Something was weird about that whole thing. But
it was madness.
We made
but
it in
it
one
was
piece.
a blast.
Yeah, it was a blast.
It was a night we'll never forget.
A night we'll never forget or remember.
Yeah. So I'm
always the thing.
I'm pumped for. I think this trip is going to
too.
be even better. Cannot wait.
I think so too. I can't wait. It's weeks away.
Yeah,
so excited.
But it'll come fast. So you just got over the Mother's Day shopping, and now we're on to Father's Day. Father's Day is June 16th, so you might be thinking, oh my God, I got to get my dad a gift. I got to get the father figure in my life a gift. Maybe your husband. Who is it? You got to get Father's Day gift, and Macy's has the ultimate gift guide to selecting something special for dad very easy. My dad is a cologne guy. This man loves cologne. Any kind of cologne he can get his hands on, he loves.
I don't think I knew that about your dad.
This man loves to smell good.
That's amazing.
I got him a whole set of cologne for Christmas, and now I got him cologne for Father's Day from Macy's. I got him the Tom Ford cologne. I let him look at the gift guide. I said, hey, Dad, look at this Father's Day gift guide and let me know
see
what
you
want.
think. Yeah.
And he was like, I got my eyes on the cologne. I said, of course you do. Because
Tom Ford, too. That's a good smell.
He was like, okay, you're going to get me. Okay, Tom Ford cologne.
Okay.
So you can get gifts at Macy's. You can get, maybe your dad needs some new headphones. I don't know. Maybe he wants something for the grill. Maybe he wants cologne like my dad. But you could shop it all at Macy's. Buy something for your dad for Father's Day at Macy's.com/gift finder. You can shop the ultimate gift guide and find yourself, or not yourself, find your dad or the dad in your life something for Father's Day. Mine, cologne. Well, how was your weekend and week?
Oh, it was good. Mine was fine. I was in, I stayed in the city. What happened to me is I wanted to go somewhere for like a couple of days, whatever, and it just kind of snuck up on me, and I couldn't decide.
Yeah, I was going to say, you didn't end up going anywhere.
No, because I just was looking at flights and stuff all week. You know what the real problem is, Ria? And something I very much need to address, and I don't know if I'm even going to have time until the fall now at this point, because I'm so bad at time management. I cannot, like, I'm just a procrastinator, whatever. I still don't have a license, right? I needed to get my license renewed like years ago, and I haven't. I carry around my passport. Oh, no, you've not heard this story?
I've noticed you have your passport out, but I didn't know it's been this long.
I've resigned myself to the passport in the way that like I carry around a passport holder with all my stuff. Like that's my forever, like that's my wallet is like my passport holder because my birthday's in December. My license expired December 2019. Okay.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
But I don't ever drive, so it wasn't a big deal when it expired, and I didn't renew it over Christmas. I was also still had a New Jersey license because that's like where my parents are, and didn't think anything of it. Thought to myself like, oh, I gotta switch it over to New York, like whatever. A couple months goes by, then COVID happens. Everything closes down.
Yeah,
and I'm like, all right, well, I can't do anything about this anyway. When everything started to open back up, it was really hard to get an appointment. And it was like I had to go to New Jersey, blah, blah, blah. It had now at this point been like a year since my license expired. I didn't really know what to do, blah, blah, blah. I just kind of put it off. I was like, eventually I'll deal with it. I went finally in like the end of 2021, maybe mid 2022, to be honest. I really pushed this off for a long time. And I went to ask them like, what's the deal? They basically laughed in my face and they were like, it's been way too long. What's your problem? And I was like, I gave them this whole spiel and they basically, again, rolled their eyes in my face. Like, oh, what? You're so busy. You can't even go to the DMV. It's like, yeah, bitch, I don't live here. So I asked, can I just switch it over to New York? And they said, nope, you have to take a driver's test all over again. So I have to take a driver's test to get my license again. And I've just been putting it off. Because I want to, no, because it's been expired for too long. So I would have to do it. I have to retake a driving test in New Jersey and then switch it over to New York.
Pass?
And so, like, I don't know.
When's the last time you drove a car?
A long time.
How many years?
A couple of years. Well, I've driven. Don't tell the police, but I've driven a couple of times. Like,
when's the last time?
Do you have to parallel park in New Jersey?
Oh, yeah. When you get your license, yeah. Well, that's the thing is I don't know if I have to take a driving test or just the written test.
The written test is a joke.
Written test will be fine. Like I can memorize that again. Like I basically know the rules of the road still.
Wait,
but
thinking about you,
I'm also a good driver.
Thinking about you in the car with an instructor.
Yeah, have you ever
taking a driver's test?
No. Like that's humiliating. I'd rather never have my license again. Like that's humiliating. I can't do that. I can't.
Also, like
you in your lemon skirt,
I know,
with
right
lemon
now, like,
earrings on,
just looking 100 years old. Like, hey,
no,
babies first.
It just more just like it's like literally a sitcom episode.
No, it's crazy.
It reminds me of like Jess from New Girl, like getting in the car with the driver's instructor.
And here's the thing: I am not a bad driver in any way, shape, or form. However, if I have to get in a car with an instructor, like I'm a little loosey goosey with the wheel sometimes.
Right.
I'm not 10 and 2 anymore. I've been driving for a long time. You know what I mean?
But you also have not driven.
But I also haven't. Right. But I still know the rules of the road is the thing. But yeah. So my problem this time around, it's finally becoming an issue for me because I really would have loved to have rented a car and driven to like the Hamptons to like a cabin or like something like that would have been a lovely little thing. In
reality, you're not going to get pulled over.
See, but Kelly, that's what I think. And then my parents are like, no.
Don't act like you would be driving to a cabin. You'd be driving to a mansion in the Hamptons.
Well, yeah. But something with an outdoor area. I just like a
I just
want
to drive to a cabin in the Hamptons.
Sometimes there's cottage.
You're not going to a cottage. The houses me and you send back forth to each other. No. When we were thinking about getting a house in the Hamptons.
I love a big ass house. I love it. But wouldn't it be so nice if I could just drive myself there and have this big ass house for a few days?
Yeah,
like, it would have been lovely. So I was like kicking myself all weekend.
I just want to drive to a little cabin.
Yeah. This is scaring me. Mine's up in October, so.
Oh no, renew it right away. Like renew it right away. That's the only thing I say to everybody.
29?
29. Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God, you're almost 30? That's crazy.
No, I'm 28.
No, you are almost 30.
You are almost 30 though. That's
wow,
close.
we've really grown up together.
You're closer to 30 than you are to 20.
I mean,
so.
yeah,
barely. She's like barely in the door.
I'm gonna be 27 soon.
Oh well, but you're closer. You're way closer.
You're closer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, but
I can't believe we've grown up together like this. It's so
Isn't
nuts.
it? Yeah, I started when I was 21 when I was at Barstool.
Wow. You know what one of the girls said to me that one of the new interns, we have a crop of precious interns and a bunch of girls, and who you guys have to meet because you were out when they got here. You'll like them all. One of the girls, I was laughing because like whenever the interns come in, I don't feel, it depends on who I'm around for me to feel old. I don't always feel old. But sometimes when younger, like very young people come in, I'm like, damn, I'm just not like I'm so far from that point in my life.
It's not being old. It's
just
being
I'm so far
older
from
than
that. Yeah, I'm not 20.
Yes.
So it's like, oh wow. So it's shocking sometimes. So these girls come over, they're all introducing themselves. They have like funky names. Everyone has a funky name. All their names are like
fun
the one girl's
cute.
like Ainsley, Mia, Arden,
so
like those are their real names.
Yeah.
Like that's adorable. Like it's precious. But I don't know. All my friends' names are basic. Like we're from the 90s, and so I'm like introducing myself. I'm like, oh, I'm Kelly, and one girl goes, oh my God, my mom's name is Kelly. I was like, shoot me the thing.
No.
It's a very common
is
name,
such a
and it's not
It's
like
a
an old
common
lady name. I
but
just
it's
like
just, like-
died. Like I
But
died.
that's like
Wait,
me
no, it gets
meeting
worse.
somebody
It gets
named
worse.
Mike and being like, my dad's name is Mike. Like,
No, like, it gets worse. Then we're talking about Taylor Swift, of course, and the one girl, I was like, oh, have you guys seen the concert? And the one girl's like, oh my God, no, but I'm going for my 21st birthday. I can't wait. And I was like, no. But so cute. Like, that'll be the most fun thing.
It's amazing. And like,
It's incredible.
it
But I was
reminds-
just dying. Like,
right.
I was like, damn, that is just so, like.
That is so funny. But it
was only funny because of the like
Right.
situation. Like I really in that moment I was like, wow, these children are coming up to me, like introducing, they're so kind, like
Yeah.
baby's first internship, like they're, you know, just precious
Right.
angels. And then just it was like
My mom's name is
unintentional.
Kelly.
Yeah,
That's
like
sweet.
unintentional.
You were just
like I was like, fuck.
It's like the scene in Bridesmaids. Oh, I bet you were really popular.
Yeah. I'm sure you were. Like it's literally that.
Yeah.
Like it was just
No, that's so funny. But
Yeah.
I love seeing all the interns come in because it like reminds me of coming in as an intern
Oh, of
and like
course.
being so excited to like, oh my God, like this is a job. Like you're like, holy
Absolutely.
fuck, like I'm in the real world. Like you know, starting an internship, which is so crazy to think about. Like every time I know that I bring it up often, but like every time I think about starting to work at Barstool, I'm 19. I'm like,
it's crazy.
what? Like
It's
that
so
is
young. It's so young.
It's so nuts.
And you were young at the time. Like I remember because I met you at that time. Like
yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
like,
I've known you since I started,
right? Yeah, and so I think back, and I don't remember thinking that you felt young like that. But I was also young too. I mean, at the time, I was maybe like 24, 25.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, that's crazy.
I know. Isn't that weird? When I met you, I was your age now. I was probably 26.
That's wild.
I know.
That is so crazy to think about. But yeah, I mean, because like I feel the same way you do in the sense where I'm like, I'm not that anymore. Like I'm,
right.
you know,
I'm
not that young anymore.
I'm just so far removed from that. Like I think back to my 21st birthday, and I was drunk at a bar in my college town, and then I went home. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't. I don't know. Like it's I was such a different person then.
Think about what a fun summer they're like about to have.
Oh, they're about to
you know
have
what
the
I
best
mean?
time.
Like
They're
all
about to
the
have so much
interns here
fun.
that are here for the summer, and
Yeah.
it's like,
The
like
intern
oh my God.
camaraderie.
And they're already becoming,
there's
right,
like
they're
right,
already
the
becoming
intern
friends. I'm like stalking them all on
group. Yeah.
TikTok. Like I'm watching, like when they pop up,
He's like,
I'm
hey,
like,
what are you guys
ooh,
doing
fuck.
lately?
Hey, fellow kids.
No.
guys
Nothing
going
was
out?
worse. Nothing was worse than back to back. Gaz and then Jack Mac walk up to me like, oh, so like, where you guys staying? Like, where you guys hanging out? Like, whatever. Both of them, same questions back to back. What's going on?
What bars you guys going to?
Literally, like that kind of shit.
No, but they're about to
At
have the
least I was
summer
not asking
of
that.
their lives. Like
Summer
they're
of their
come
lives.
here, they're excited.
They bring
they're
good
all,
vibes
like,
too. Like
yeah,
they bring
they're-
like that young energy.
Yeah,
that
like
I'm
I said,
ooh,
I have not
I can
seen
feast.
any of them. Like it's Monday, and it's just like we
Yeah.
weren't here last week, so I have not met any of
Right,
them.
right.
But from what I've seen, like online, like they all just look so happy to be here.
They're
which
all
is
so
great.
happy to be here. They're so cute.
Yeah.
Like, and they're just really kind. They're, you know, they're walking around. They're trying to have a good time. So happy to have them.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, I'm trying to think. We got a busy couple of weeks. We've got the dozen trivia tournament coming up
Oh yes,
I'm
that
sure Fran
is
will talk
in-
about that
yeah,
more,
she
too.
will. That's in Chicago.
in Chicago.
And,
That's gonna be a big week.
I don't know.
I know. Okay.
Should I text? Should I text?
Let's do a hypothetical.
Why don't I just text?
Okay,
him?
just text him. Just text him. And see, like, can we talk about it on Chicks in the Office?
Hold on.
Because I do want to talk about it bad.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Texted boss man.
Texted boss man.
Texted boss man Dave. Got the approval to
permission.
talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
You are looking at two girls who were asked to do Surviving Barstool in the fall. And we're both doing it.
And we've accepted.
And we have accepted.
I can't
We have
believe
accepted
it.
the positions.
We've accepted the positions. We will be filling those slots. And truly, my initial thoughts are, can't believe we're doing it. I did season 1 years ago, like January.
The first one they
2021.
did.
First one they did, and it's come so far since then. It's very different now. But you've never done one of the reality shows.
I've never done it.
and I am so excited.
I'm so excited
for you to do it. Like I can't wait. It's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna be ridiculous.
It's gonna be so
gonna be
much
ridiculous.
fun. Like
I
I
know.
seriously can't wait. So, Dave,
I can't believe you said yes. Also,
No,
I can't believe you said yes.
I mean, you can't turn that down.
No.
Like, it's such an all-star cast. So just to be asked, I was honored.
Of course.
Dave texted me on Friday and he was like, do you have any interest in doing Surviving Barstool? And when I got the text, I was like, oh fuck. Like,
right.
it's
It's like a call up. You're
Yeah,
like,
like,
oh,
oh my-
shit.
I was like-
I can't believe.
yes,
Yeah.
like I'm in. I was like just making sure like I could, record chicks in the office. Like,
Right.
I think everyone has that same concern. Like everyone wants to still be able to do the things that they do on top of that, which I think they are still working out like all those details. And I don't want to reveal when it is or whatever, because I don't know if they're talking about that, but it is in the fall.
It is.
I think you say that.
The filming is in the fall. It'll probably come out like before Christmas time,
Right,
like
yeah.
Thanksgiving time,
But
Christmas
it's filmed
time.
early fall.
Yeah.
So we do have like all summer before that, and it's such like an all-star cast. I mean, I don't know the full cast, but I know who they've mentioned on
Dave
the Unnamed
himself.
show. Dave is doing
it.
Which is awesome. Like,
Which I think is going to be like the
it's
most
so
exciting
fun.
thing.
Like,
I'm very excited about that. I low-key want us to like be like an alliance with Dave.
I know.
Like,
I'm so excited, and I think people like always wonder like. I think me and Dave have a really good relationship.
You definitely do.
But I think people would be like surprised by that almost.
Yeah. You guys have like you have a good relationship.
When
you talk, it's very like
we have a good
long
rapport.
time friendship. Like it's like you've known each other for
like
a long time.
we've been around the block.
Yeah,
like,
very much so.
yeah.
And that is clear, I think, in your like when you guys talk.
So I think that element is going to be fun and funny. I literally am so excited, and I'm
like
also
giddy about it.
like extremely nervous as well.
I'm
You've
so
done
nervous.
a bunch of them. You did.
I have. But
Surviving Barstool. You've done Barstool vs. America. What?
I did 2 seasons of Barstool vs. America, and then I did first season of Surviving Barstool. But then after the second season of BVA, I had asked. So it's a different crew now doing the reality TV stuff. I would say it was a little more intense the first time around because the person who was running it was like really wanting to make it like an insane thing and like not fuck with us. But part of being in a reality TV show is like losing your mind, and sometimes people will encourage that. And I'm someone who loves to like, have permission to lose my mind and like act like a freak and like cry on camera and stuff like that. Like I'm always looking for that.
Yeah.
But sometimes
looking for an
like
excuse to act
right.
up.
But then But then when someone knows exactly what to do to make you act up, and then you act up like too many times in a row, you get really tired and you're like, I need a fucking break. Like I need to stop. I've been crying on camera nonstop and everyone thinks I'm an asshole and whatever. So after BVA season 2, I was like, I need a break from the reality shows. I've done them now every year in a row for 3 years. I need to take a break. People are gonna get sick of me, and I like am crying every day, and I can't keep losing. Like I was losing a lot at the last one, and I'm such a sore loser that I like couldn't deal with it. So I was like, I need a break. And now that's been like a couple years. So now I'm itching to come back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't want to break this long. I just wanted like one quick little break.
Yeah.
And
I mean, there hasn't been that many since then, really.
No.
So like, it's not
Dangerous
like
Game Show is what,
Right.
is what they had a couple seasons of, and they've done 2 more seasons of Survivor, which
Yeah.
I actually think Survivor was the hardest one. Like I think that because it'll be different for us this time around because there's going to be tribes again. Season 1 there wasn't tribes, and or season 2. I think they only started tribes with season 3, and it's a huge group of people, and it's so much thought. Like it's a lot of watching your back. It's a lot of like, can I trust this person? Can I not trust this person? But I think that we are both good at reading people, and we're also really good at knowing who people are.
almost too much.
Almost too much. Like to the point where it will get us in trouble to a certain extent. Like we'll overthink, or at least I will.
Yes,
I know on
same.
some fronts, but I do think
I don't even want to talk about like my thinking or
no,
whatever
we can't.
publicly at this
We
point.
can't. We definitely can't. People
Yeah.
will take notes. People will take notes. But then I think though, like knowing who people really are is a major benefit in something like this. So whatever like character that people portray, or whatever like, that you're kind of stripped from all that.
Right.
And I think that we're both very perceptive people, and like we know the difference in people's behaviors,
Yeah, for sure.
So
That's
we'll
why
have to see.
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Like I was like so nervous when I first said yes. Like I was like playing it cool.
I'm nervous
like,
too. I'm really
I was like,
nervous.
okay, cool, I'm in.
Yeah.
Like, but like on the outside, I was like freaking the fuck out. I was like, oh my God, like I'm so excited, but I'm so nervous. And I think it's such an honor to be like included and involved. Like, especially because I think it's going to be the biggest one yet. Last season, if you've never watched Surviving Barstool, the last season that they did that aired kind of
December
was fucking incredible, and I was
insane.
such a big fan of that season and watching it, and I was so involved with watching it, and I thought it was incredible. So I kind of was like, oh my God, I'm like a fan, and I'm like included now. Like as if
I know.
Like, I was like, oh my God, like I was such a fan. Like
having, and I'm doing this because I'm like nervous even talking about it. Having Dave involved and someone like Big Cat, or like the people that like guys will tune in and watch and whatever, like, and you're all kind of on the same level. it's a lot of pressure, but in an exciting way, in a way that it's like I just don't want to look stupid like day one. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Just
Which
look
I think
cool.
is everybody's concern. But I think it's awesome. Like, I think it's so cool that Dave is doing it. He did it last time, but just to be like, because he's our boss, but at the end of the day, like when we're playing Survivor together, like we're on
the same level.
Like everyone's playing Survivor. Like I think it's gonna be so much fun.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be awesome.
I'm so excited that you're in it. I was worried. So when Dave had been going off saying like, you know, Survivor's coming, whatever. There were rumors that it was going to be like an all women Survivor for a while. Remember that? Like months ago, it was like it's going to be an all girls thing because it was all guys last time.
Yeah.
And then he would go on a name show and be like, oh, he kept saying I was involved, but he had never asked me or told me. And I was like, okay. And then he started listing people and making a big list, and it was all guys again. And I was like, oh no. I was like, I got cut out. Like I wasn't interesting enough. Like fuck. Like he hates my guts. Like I'm gonna get fired. Like, you know, the whole thing. Yeah. Then he starts talking about it again or whatever. And I had made a video of myself like fake waiting by the phone for his phone call, and I was just like waiting for the right moment to post it. And I was like, I don't want to look like I'm being like I don't want to be like begging to be on this, but I also don't want to look like I don't want to be on it.
Yeah, but to be
I don't want to be like
interested is a good thing.
For sure. And I was extremely interested, but I also didn't want to like overstep my, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to be like, what about me? Like I don't want to be annoying. So I put this video, and then David texted me and was like, you're still in the running. Would you be able to do it? Blah, 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 whatever. Turns out I could. And then he was just like, okay, you're in. And I can't believe it worked out that way, because I really thought, I was like, no, it's not going to happen. Yeah. Like my reality days are over. Like no one thinks I'm interesting anymore. Everyone's over the crying. Like I don't care.
You're great for reality TV.
I just love I love an excuse to act up. And that's like what this is.
I think I'll bring great vibes.
You're going to bring great vibes.
I love a sleepover.
It's big sleepover vibes.
The amount of times I've said that on this podcast recently is out of control, but like
big sleepover vibes.
You have to live in the office for a week. So it's like just big sleepover. So I think I'll bring great vibes. And I've told myself, because it's so far away, that I'm only allowing myself to think about it when I'm at the gym. So because
good thinking. I need to start going to the gym to get my strength.
I'm somebody who like will think about this every day,
of course,
because it's not for a while.
We were like booking. We were looking at flights.
But yeah, like we were like, wait, which flight should we take?
Check the flights.
And I was like, okay, I'm thinking about this too much. I'm going to like put this in the side of my brain that only when I'm at the gym I will give that allotted time to think about it, because when I'm at the gym, obviously I like to push myself. So, you know, I put on the intense music and I'm going. And yesterday when I was at the gym, I started thinking about it, and I went even further. Like I was like going hard.
You're
and
like,
I was like, wow, like thinking about this is even though like I don't know if it's gonna be physical activities, like
it's more physical than you think, which is again I need to start doing things. Maybe I need to have people hold me accountable, because I need to start doing shit. I have no energy or strength whatsoever, and you do need strength, like more. It's endurance. You need endurance more than anything else.
So that's why I was like, you know what, I'll allow myself to think about it here, because I am pushing myself anyway here. So why not add a little element of like, you know, you need to get your mind right and whatever, add that. And then once I left the gym, I didn't think about it. And I was like, okay, this will work for me. Also, speaking of accountability, Noah, myself, Trent, and Tommy used to have a workout group chat where we would send each other a check mark every day.
It's called green check.
When we worked out, and it started getting to the point where I was only sending my checks every day, and then I just and then I just stopped sending them, because I was like, okay,
I'm stunting on everybody. But that would I would like, but it was a great way to, it would make me feel like
there were days where
I
worked out only because someone sent a green check, and I felt like a
little it was a great way to set, like, all hold ourselves accountable.
Maybe slide me in there.
Yeah, it was
I need it.
For a year.
And no, but like it was it was. It held us accountable until it only held me accountable.
That's the thing, is like I need to be held accountable in my life. Like the past, I would say month and a half, especially 6 months realistically, but in the past month and a half specifically, maybe 2, I've really just been like, my house is a mess. My life is a mess. I have no like routine, no regimented moment of my life, like nothing. And I don't know what is the problem. Like, I don't know what I'm doing that's stopping me. Like, I'm not even making meals. Like, I'm ordering food a lot. Like, I think I've made dinner twice for myself in the past 2 months. That's insane. I like to cook. I always have
like
food.
To cook.
Like, what am I doing? I just come home and I'm like, meow, meow, meow. I'm on my fucking phone until whatever time and it's out of control. And I need to like get off my phone is the problem. Like I get sucked into it in a way that I never have before.
I think the gym is the perfect place for that.
Right. Like
honestly.
I need to get out. And I bought that walking pad, which I love.
It's
I
great,
just always
but
forget
it's
to like
easy,
get on it.
On a walking pad, it's easy to just walk
to be on my
be
phone.
on your phone.
Right, exactly.
For me, the two places that I'm get off my phone is the gym and cooking, which are two things for me, I would say, in the past year or so that have like really helped my brain.
For
like,
sure. Cooking is the thing for me.
Has helped me overall become like a healthier person because when you're making meals for yourself, you know what you're putting in them. You can make delicious, healthy meals and it just gets your mind off like you
can make fun stuff and be creative with it.
Yeah, and you can make delicious, like literally the world is your oyster when you're cooking. And then when you're at the gym, you're just like, you got music in and you're working on yourself. And I think those two things for my brain are what I would say has been the biggest help to me.
Yeah.
And I think you got to just you love it.
I just have to do it.
So why not just get back into it?
Well, cooking is the easy thing. It's working out that I've never been someone who works out, and that's that's not a brag. It's actually like very embarrassing. Like, especially now at this time in my life, like everyone I know has been working out for years and like goes to Pilates class, yoga, spin,
I love
whatever.
Have you tried going to Pilates?
And so it's
tried
very
going to
hard.
A group class?
Yes, it's very hard, and I like going.
I was so
I'm
afraid
just so
at
bad
first.
at going to these. Like I'm bad at being consistent. I'm bad at leaving my house. Like once I'm home, it's like, oh, forget it. Like whatever. And so, but I'll do.
I feel that.
I've been to a couple Pilates classes. I really like spin class is what I like, but they're intense now, and it's like the kind of thing like I can't just show up as like a novice. I don't want to get called out.
I know
that's the only thing.
That was my biggest fear when I started going to solid core was that I genuinely was fucking terrified to go. Like it took me about 5 different times of like scheduling a class and then canceling it because I was so embarrassed to like, that's all I kept thinking about was like, what if I get called out? Like I'm embarrassed.
Completely.
Like, oh my gosh, like whatever. Until I just went one day and then got over that fear and then realized everybody's there for the same reason. Like, and you are going to get the fucking hardos, right? That are just...
Of course, which whatever. And, like, leave them be.
And,
that's fine.
And that's fine. And, you know, you're going to get the people there that are only there to, like, film themselves or whatever, like in the, you know, the whole, you know, those group classes, and they're like, they set up a camera to like film themselves in the group class, and you're like, this is a group,
I'm like, I'm staying far away from you. Yeah, I don't want to be in the background like struggling
right,
for my life.
Right,
like,
exactly.
That's just, it's crazy.
It's just like a lot.
Yeah.
But when you realize majority of the people that are there are just there for the same reason as you, is just like
becomes easier. I think my issue always is that like I've always been pretty thin, but so people assume that I am fit. So when I go to these things, they're like, oh, well, she must know what's up. So they feel comfortable because they think I'm just like slacking off. It's like, no. Like I've worked out maybe 10 times in my life total. Like that's, you need to realize that. And then they come in, you know, and then it's like, whatever, but
you're just
I don't
naturally
get that sympathy.
Very thin.
Yeah. I don't get that sympathy for having like I'm just like bones and skin for real. Like no muscle, nothing. And now it's like bones and skin and like a couple Big Macs. And so it's like, I got to get to the gym.
How
like I
many
got to go.
push-ups do you think you could do right now?
Push-ups? Yeah. Not even one.
Not one?
Not even one. No. Absolutely not. My arms would break in half. My you would hear my
not one.
Not one. No. My maybe on my knees, like if I did it on my knees, you know, but not even my elbows would crack.
I would hope
immediately.
Yeah.
Well, for sure. No, but I'm telling you, that's like the amount of strength that I'm lacking, and I started noticing it because I was like cleaning up and doing stuff in my apartment, which I do everything by myself always. Like I've never had a problem with it. And usually I keep my strength for those moments where I need to like lift something above my head or like do whatever. I couldn't lift my suitcase. I had like some bags or whatever that I was storing in this big suitcase. I couldn't put it up in my thing the other day. And I was like, that's weird. I've always been able to. So I'm like actively losing muscle. And so I need to get on
You better gear up.
I got to gear up.
Before Surviving Barstool.
I have to, right. Now I have this. So now it's like I need to be strong for this because I can't be running around like I'm so weak because it's always my thing. And I'm just tired of that. I'm tired of being a weak little bitch.
Well, listen,
Can't happen.
You know, on the outside, I don't think you look like a weak little bitch, but you're in the comfort of your own home realizing you're a weak little bitch.
And it's a harsh reality that I'm having to realize.
I think that this summer, I think you're going to be pumped and motivated for this.
It's gonna
what's
be
coming
great.
up in the fall. But I'm so excited that we're included.
I know.
and
We're gonna be, well, first of all, we're stars. So we're gonna be stars of the show. I think that we are I think we're gonna medal and cause some drama.
I think it's just gonna be a blast.
gonna have a
Like
good time.
I think it's gonna be great. Like I'm just trying to like
I can't believe I can't
know.
believe we're doing it.
I
can't believe we're doing it.
I literally
can't believe
was
we got
like-
asked. I
No,
can't believe we got asked.
the
I really
whole-
thought like there was no way.
It's a fucking all-star cast.
It really is.
Like
It's
it
crazy.
really is.
It's crazy.
And all Friday night, I was like, I can't believe
know,
this. Like
I know.
I kept reading Dave and I's text over and over again, and
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, wait, like I said, yeah, like I'm doing
I called my
this.
parents. I was like, Mom, guess what? Like, because she had seen my like video that I posted. She was like,
Yeah.
Mom, Kelly, I'm sorry that you like weren't picked. Like, it sounds like you were really thinking you were gonna. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, I called my parents too immediately because we've been asked before to do these shows.
Yeah.
But it's never lined up
Yeah.
where like we've been able to. Most Dangerous Game Show, I remember that was like directly around something we couldn't do. And then one other time, I was asked to do one of them, and it was like, you know, a lot of the times with Chicks in the Office and like the
It was
tour
like a
stuff
sponsor
and like
conflict, right?
yeah,
I think?
yeah,
yeah,
there was
yeah.
something
Which happens
like that.
all the time.
So we couldn't do that. But this like coincidentally lined up like really.
It lines up really perfectly.
Really perfectly. So
Almost too perfectly.
I'm fucking amped. I'm really.
It's gonna be.
I'm really
it's gonna
excited.
be wild. Are you gonna be excited to have like a camera on you all the time? That's my least favorite part.
I'm pretty okay with that.
Yeah, you get used to it after like a day.
I think I'm just going into it. Of course you want to win and of course you want to be great, but I'm going into it with like I'm ready to like have some fun with these people and like get to know everybody better too. Like there's a lot of people on the cast that like don't work directly in either of the offices, either in New York or Chicago.
Right.
People like that
People are floating.
Yeah, so like it's just going to be so fun.
I'm really pumped up about it.
Very, very excited.
$250,000 also.
Yeah, it's a
prize. Nothing to
big,
sneeze at.
No, it's a big prize.
That's $250,000.
Yeah, that's 250. That's
crazy.
more than what they're giving out on the Netflix shows these days.
That's crazy. It's a crazy amount of money.
It is.
I have no delusions of winning though. Like I feel like if that's like a step I can't even think about.
Yeah,
like,
you
I'm
can't.
gonna win
You can't
this.
start
I can't get confident
writing your
like that.
speech.
No way.
Like,
No way.
it's-
Can't get confident to even be. I would like to make it past the merge. That's always the thing that people want. Like for all the tribes to like whatever. That's my goal.
Right. It's
Is
just
to
like
make it that long.
no. It's just nobody wants.
Nobody wants to go home.
Nobody wants to go home because
It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really exciting. So let's get into
can't
the rest
wait.
of the topics because
Oh,
we
yeah,
do
let's do
have
the
pop
topics.
culture
I
topics to talk
forgot.
about.
We've
We've
gossiping
been
for so long.
chit chatting, and people
love
are
a
probably
chit-chat.
like, "Are they going to be talking about topics?" And we are. So let's talk about it. We are going. Oh, sorry, I just like burped there. Indigestion.
That's all right.
We're going to be talking about J-Lo and Ben Affleck. A little update with them. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's daughter removed Pitt from her last name. Scheana Shay claims the cast of Vanderpump Rules was warned that the show would be canceled if the season wasn't good enough. A little update on Jax and Brittany. That's more, the Valley, Vanderpump. Miley Cyrus had an interview with W Magazine. Gorgeous pictures, great interview. And Lenny Kravitz talks about how he has been celibate for 9 years. And we also have the weekly watch report. We also have a great interview with JoJo Siwa. That's also on this episode. So let's get into it. Chicks in the Office is sponsored by BetterHelp. When life goes so fast, it's important to take a moment to celebrate your wins and make adjustments for the rest of the year. Make time for the things you want to do in your life and not get too caught up in wanting to achieve those goals, but now your head is spinning and you don't know where to look or where to even go. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. You can help develop those tools with therapy online. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. You could take a moment and visit betterhelp.com/office today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/office. If you're thinking of giving therapy a try, you're stressed out about finding a therapist, you don't want to leave to go find a therapist, you want to do it online, the comfort of your home, that's where BetterHelp comes into play. So go to BetterHelp, HELP.com/office today to get 10% off your first month. Quick update for J-Lo and Ben. Listen, I'm honestly losing interest in talking about these
I've
two.
totally lost interest in them as a couple. What's the last you guys? What's your like stance? What do you think about the two of them at the moment?
Right now, I just want to mention that J-Lo did cancel her summer tour.
Yep.
I hope I get refunded.
Well, I was really curious about that actually, because I didn't even know those tickets went on sale. And I think that it's, I'll be real, I think it's bullshit that she's canceling it and making it seem like she's canceling it because she's busy. Clearly nobody's buying the tickets.
It was 75% sold out.
Really?
I saw a TikTok about that. Now that could be, maybe that's not true, but
I say it could be true, could be not.
I saw that.
But 75% is not 100%.
Right, but at the same time, that's still good.
Maybe she was losing money on it.
Yeah. I now the question is like, okay, was J-Lo's tour failing? So to disguise that, they came up with breakup issues, or
right.
are the breakup issues why she's canceling the tour? You know, like
which came first, chicken or the egg?
Yes,
I kind of think there might be truth to both of them at the same time somehow. Like I do think that the tour being canceled may be a grand gesture. It may be like I can put you, like, I don't need to put myself first. Like I've done this whole thing and whatever. And to be honest, like, I don't know where I stand on J-Lo these days in terms of if I like her or not. I didn't really have a problem with her ever. And then for some reason, like, she's rubbing me the wrong way. I don't know if I'm getting warped by the media. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, you can never tell how you actually feel. If ever I watch a J-Lo movie, I love it. So I don't, her songs, fine. Her as like a person, I think she's obviously like a diva and full of herself, but that's part of J-Lo. You know what I mean? That's
right. That is the
lore.
J-Lo brand.
Right.
I will say,
I don't know.
I feel the same way. There are times that I watch a video of her and I'm like, oh, I like J-Lo. Like when Hannah Berner did her interview with J-Lo. I was like, the fact that J-Lo's doing this interview with Hannah Berner is very
crazy,
cool.
right.
And like it makes her look, you know, not even relatable, but, you know, more relatable than
Totally, yeah.
Her team was probably like, you have to do this.
Right.
Right,
Like, you gotta
absolutely.
save your image.
Yeah. No joke.
Do you see
But-
the pictures, the new pictures of them?
Yeah,
It
now
looks like
that-
someone probably told Ben, smile.
Yeah,
if you're
because
outside.
he's big smiling. Like,
Big
it's pictures
smiling.
of the two of them.
There's pictures of them
She's
hugging
in.
or whatever at like the baseball game, her son's baseball game or something, and Ben has a vein popping in his head like I've never seen. So in my head, it's like it all feels forced, whether or not it is whatever the image is that's been painted, and now it's all I can see. So they need some PR for the relationship at the very least.
And I'm telling you, it was the Tom Brady roast that changed the Ben Affleck thing for me.
Because
Because
huge.
if he never acted the way he did at that roast, I don't know. I mean, we all know that Ben has his issues.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would be so clearly like there's something going on if he didn't just act out like that at the roast recently.
No, I wouldn't have. I would have just thought like, oh, he's busy or he's bored or he's this, he's that. He always has like a scowl on his face, and that's always kind of his vibe. So I'm never reading into that, I should say. But now it was the roast, and then it was like next day, Met Gala. J-Lo is a chairperson of it, and Ben didn't even make it in time, but somehow his best friend Matt Damon and his wife did make it there. So that to me, like Matt Damon and his wife going to the Met Gala while J-Lo was hosting makes me think the only reason they went is because Ben was supposed to go and then ended up not going. Like that to me is what that says.
Point.
You know,
And Matt Damon looked like a boring sack.
right? And of course, like they look like did they even walk the carpet? Like they look like shit. So he did anyway. He did. His wife, I'm sure, was beautiful, but like it's just like they're boring. They're boring.
Every time we do a show together, I am nervous and excited that we're both going to say something that we shouldn't say.
But like it's like whatever, man.
No,
like
I know totally.
It is
though.
true.
Sometimes
It is
you're
true.
just like, why can't I just fucking say
I'm just
it?
gonna say it. He looked, but he was boring as fuck.
Yeah.
All of the men at the Met Gala were boring as fuck. Like that is not new news. Nobody thinks that's new. But anyway, no reason that they would have gone if not for J-Lo being a co-chair and the promise of Ben probably supposed to be there. And it's not like he didn't have enough time to travel back and forth, like, you know, whatever. So his outburst at the roast, and then him not going to the Met Gala, to then them like fighting in the street, allegedly, like, you know, having like an argument, and then like all of a sudden they're holding flowers, walking around, like it's all weird. Something's clearly like amiss. Whether or not it's the level of what we think it is, who knows? But I do
Feels
think
like Gone Girl, kind of.
it does.
I
It's
mean,
like where he has to put this
right, where he's
facade up.
pretending.
Yeah, or like when Kate and William were seen at that market or whatever.
Kate, you mean?
Right.
Kate.
And it
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
all these things. And then it's like, wait, they're, at the market?
They're at the market just laughing and guffawing down the street. It's like,
Yeah.
no, this is not real. But I think the thing with Ben and Jen, like this canceling of the tour, I can't imagine that J-Lo cancels a tour that is selling out, like 75% sold out, projecting to sell out like a whole thing. I can't imagine she cancels that unless it's you cancel this tour or we're getting divorced, or your tickets aren't selling. It's one or the other. And I
Right.
don't think the marriage means more to her than her career.
I was gonna say, which one means
But
more
you
to
were saying
J-Lo?
last episode, you were like, Ben's probably looking forward to this tour. He gets some time away.
Yeah.
Oh, no, totally. Yes,
Right.
Ben's like, are you sure you should do it?
This is bad news for
no,
Ben.
a great point, because we did say, like, okay, time off. They don't have to announce the divorce right now. She's going on tour. Now she's not going on tour. Now, I think that it raises the question, like you said, is her marriage to Ben so important to her, which would be really nice to hear.
It would be nice,
but
that's also how she's trying to make it appear.
It's
by the way.
hard to believe that J-Lo would cancel a tour because
But is
of
it
that.
her marriage that's more worth it, or is it
The
perception of like,
well, no, but
she
that's-
can't find anyone and
That's what
She
I'm
can't
saying.
keep
Like
she can't keep a marriage?
She
That's
her
a good
statement,
point too. The perception.
her statement 100%, her statement about it is that she wants to spend more time focusing on her friends and family and whatever. So her statement as to why the tour is canceled sounds very much like, I need to take care of business at home.
Yeah.
But I mean, it could be her kids, you know.
True.
What's lost in the shuffle, honestly, are J-Lo's kids, because J-Lo's kids have been through a lot. Like, they've been through, you know, they have a lot of father figures. They obviously have their actual father, but then, you know, they're
Mark Anthony, right?
They have Mark Anthony, is their father, and then
You were about to like list off multiple.
yeah. No, but I was about to. They have, you know, she gets
But then
together with
A-Rod.
A-Rod, and they become close with their kids. Then she gets together with Ben again, and they're close with Ben's kids. Like, it's just a lot of like mixing families that I think in a short amount of time, it's been like 5 years that all this has happened. It's all very confusing for young children, and they're getting a little bit older. They're probably like fucking sick of it, and they're like, Mom, what's the deal? Like, are you gonna hang out with us? Or are you just gonna like, you know, husband shop for life? And it's, at what point do you start being like, cancel your tour, Mom, I want to hang out? So it could be
Could be the kids. Did you see that she reconnected with Leah Remini? Leah Remini and her were best friends.
No,
They
I
were-
know
they were
that. I didn't
besties.
know that they had a falling out.
So Leah Remini did not go to J-Lo and Ben's wedding, and they said that it was because Leah was dropping her kid off at college. But best friends, you don't miss your best friend's wedding. I mean, I guess if you're dropping your kid off at college,
dropping off
like
at college for the first time,
but
though.
maybe go a day later. Like, I don't know, like if you at the wedding. I don't know. It's hard. It's
What are
hard
the
to say.
details?
But
Yeah.
they had not been interacting publicly for years. So and they were so like besties, taking pictures together and everything. So there was that. And now it's been reported about by Page Six that they like had reconnected. So you know, maybe she is taking care of friendships. And then, you know, Page Six is saying, Leah Remini said, "I told you so" to J-Lo. I told you so about
course.
Ben.
Well, that was what you guys talked about it last week too. The Ben, like, it was a moment of psychosis. What was he saying? Like a brief moment of insanity.
Insanity.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, we can't, you know, Ben, it's you love J-Lo. You've been loving J-Lo for 20 years. Like, don't lie to us. It's not a brief moment of insanity. It's 20 years of insanity.
Right. Let's just be honest. They're exhausting.
Right. They're exhausting. They're exhausting for sure. But I think that the J-Lo Leah Remini friendship is very important for J-Lo, and I didn't realize that they were kind of seemingly on the outs, because I think that Leah Remini is like a real friend and will like call you out on your bullshit. Like, whenever you see them talking together, they're always kind of like, they're like little old ladies where they like bicker sort of. And I think that that kind of relationship is something that J-Lo needs to like keep her, you know, keep her humble.
Leah Remini is a real ass bitch.
She's a real ass bitch, and I love her. And I think that she, you know, she has to go off about her poor friend who's like missing whatever. Like, I don't even get involved in the Scientology
I don't even
stuff.
want to mention it.
Don't even want to get involved in that. But I feel bad that I do feel like a lot of people think of her like just because of that when she goes off about, you know, her friend. But I think that she has been like honest and forthcoming about her life and herself forever. And I think that she just seems like a good person.
I agree. I totally agree.
Good for J-Lo.
Moving on. What do we think about Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's kid removing Pitt from the last name?
Quite a message to be sent.
It is. And, you know, like, we don't know more than this kid does.
We know
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it's tough because it sounds like
it's hard to be like, like, you know, when people, they're like, Angelina Jolie's trying to make Brad Pitt look bad. And it's like, well, wouldn't they know better than we would?
I would say, but he might be bad. He might just be a bad guy, or she might be whatever.
Right,
you never know. You really don't know.
You never know, because people talk so highly of Brad Pitt. Like, other actors and actresses like
Yeah.
talk so highly of Brad Pitt. But then you have the Angelina Jolie stuff and the plane stuff, which is so bad.
Which is always the thing that comes up, and I think which is what people refer to all the time, because the kids were there for this like, incident, which was that Brad was like drunk on a plane and like beat the shit out of Angelina, like something crazy
I don't
happened.
know what the exact
we don't really
details
know.
are.
Yeah, obviously we weren't there, but people say that was when the kids started turning on him. His eldest, Maddox, I think is the eldest. That Angelina had adopted him, I think, even before she was with Brad, and maybe like right when they got together. He openly speaks about what a piece of shit Brad is. Like he always is going. And if there's a microphone around, he's talking about how he's a piece of shit. So this news of Shiloh dropping Pitt isn't so surprising to me, only because
Was it Shiloh or was it Vivian?
it's Shiloh that dropped her name, because Shiloh is the second oldest after Maddox, I think. And 18 would make sense. Because Vivian's a twin,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
So
it was Shiloh. Yes.
Yeah, so Shiloh drops the name. And again, Shiloh's the that's she's one of the oldest kids, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so it's tough to, I'm sure, grow up in that house. I think probably most of those kids, their lives, the entirety of their lives have been this divorce. Like by the time that they had all these kids, adopting kids, whatever, by the time they were like old enough to really comprehend, like I have two parents, is like when they got divorced. So
Right.
I think that like it's just been fighting for 10 years. As far as these kids can tell, their mother's being put through the ringer. And if I'm in their shoes and I'm not seeing my father a lot, or I'm not like understanding, and I saw him do this shitty thing,
Right.
whatever, then yeah, I probably hate him too.
Exactly. And at the same time, like as much as people can say great things about Brad Pitt, right? Actors and actresses, those are friends. Those are people who know him on a surface level. They were not in a relationship with Brad Pitt.
Exactly,
yeah. They weren't at as close proximity as Angelina Jolie was and her kids.
Right.
So, you could say someone's, it's like any shitty person out there. There's somebody out there
There's always someone
that
to say,
goes,
like,
oh,
"They're
but
great
they're
to
a great
me."
friend to me. Oh, they're so great. They're so great, but they do this for all that. And it's like, well, but maybe they were not so great in this relationship.
In that moment,
in this
that
moment, in this
whatever,
relationship, in the whole thing of that. Because
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the frustrating part of it is
Absolutely.
and if you're Angelina Jolie and you hear Brad Pitt's so great, and it's like, okay, he may have been great, but he was not great.
He was a
with
piece of shit to me, so I don't know what you want me to say.
Right.
Yeah,
Which
it's like
is-
I'm not lying. And I also don't think that there's a world where someone like Angelina needs to lie about what went down. You know what I mean? Like I think that people always want to, like they'll hear these horrible stories and they'll be like, but he was so great. And like Jennifer Aniston says he was amazing. It's like, okay, well they dated 30 years ago and nobody gives a fuck and it doesn't
also-
matter. Like it doesn't matter. Like if he was good to her, that's great. He was bad to her. It sounds so.
Yeah, and also at the same time, he left Jennifer Aniston for Angelina Jolie.
He's still an
So-
asshole. Like let's not
so
forget. Yeah.
Also, Jennifer Aniston, for her, she's probably so over it at this point that she's
Absolutely.
like, why am I going to trash him? It'll look good on me if I'm just like, yeah, I'm fine with Brad Pitt.
Right.
Because
Also-
everybody always goes, oh, and Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt are fine. It's like, well, because it's good
What
for
is she gonna
Jennifer
say?
Aniston
Yeah.
for like not holding this resentment
Yeah.
for 30 years now. But
And also, what is she going to do? Come out and be like, I'm team Angelina?
yeah, like
after all these,
right,
after all that,
after all this time.
yeah.
And now
it's like, come
for
on,
Angelina, it's not like Angelina Jolie is screaming from the rooftops like on social media about Brad Pitt.
she hasn't
like,
said shit.
like,
I
it's-
feel like I've not seen her say one thing publicly, like right, like
Right,
Angelina
it-
herself.
yeah,
This-
it's more just like this
kid thing is
right,
passive aggressive
and-
for sure, but
but I think that's like they know, we don't, you know? And I think that just is more of a theme of like, oh, Brad Pitt, it's Brad Pitt, but like Angelina and
okay,
her,
so you're Brad Pitt.
like
That don't impress me much. Oh, you know what's so funny? I love Shania Twain, and my mom loves her too. And we would play that CD in the car, and that song would come on, which was one of our favorite songs. And that line we'd sing it out loud. And at the time, I think Brad Pitt was like the hotness. And my mom one time, like in an effort to teach me a lesson about like shit talking and like not to be mean, she was like, "That line is kind of mean." Like I remember her specifically being like, she's kind of being mean about Brad Pitt, and like she doesn't need to be so mean.
Your mom's like, we're rooting for Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt house. Meanwhile, it's like my favorite line in the whole song, and like it's such a I don't care who you are. Like I'm a bad bitch on my own.
Right. And it's just a reminder for all of us who like watch these celebrities and think they're cool. Right. Because on the outside looking in, you're like, Brad Pitt, cool guy. Yeah. You know? But
that don't impress me.
Yeah, exactly. But that don't impress me because you could also have been a piece of shit.
Completely.
And that's a reminder.
Just because you're a hot movie star does not mean you're exempt from being a pig.
That is so true.
And that's just
a fact.
That's just a fact.
If your kid wants to drop your last name, there's probably
that's your problem.
There's probably some reasoning behind that.
Probably is.
Probably reasoning.
I don't blame her. It does sound like a message is being sent. 18th birthday, first thing you do, file to get rid of your last name.
Yep.
It's a message.
It is a message.
Message received.
Moving on to a little Vanderpump. The Valley Vanderpump final part of the reunion was released on Tuesday or last Tuesday. And Scheana Shay recently said that there were claims that the cast was warned that the show would be canceled depending on this season. So now everyone's like, was drama drummed up? You know, were they trying to like befriend Sandoval again and accept Sandoval because they were nervous that they were going to lose their show, which is their career in their entirety?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what's going on with Vanderpump, and I think it's a question that everybody has. It's like, are we going to continue this show? They're very much not friends. It's very clear.
Yeah, they all hate each other,
They all are sick of each other. Maybe Lala and Scheana are friends. But besides that,
like
and then
Katie.
I
think that's also its own. Like,
well, they have their
toxic
kids are like
they're friends. Yeah, their kids are friends.
And then Katie and Ariana are clearly very close. They something about her just opened up. So it's just like Vanderpump, I don't know. I think at this point needs to be put to rest, but Scheana and Lala are fighting very hard for it not to be because they, you know, need to make money. They put their livelihood into this show.
Right, because what are they doing otherwise?
Yeah.
I wonder about them being, you know, quote unquote threatened that the show is going to get canceled if not for excitement or whatever in the wake of Scandoval. I wonder if it's because they exceeded like all expectations last year with, or was it 2 years ago now? No, it's a year.
A year ago.
And so like that obviously went fucking crazy. And I wonder if they had planned for it to be equally as crazy this year and we're like, you got to keep living up to the level that we brought it up. But that will never be replicated. Like there will never be drama like that within this group of people. And if they want to use that as an excuse as to why they're being so blasé about Sandoval and why they're trying to like befriend him or whatever, I don't buy that. Like I think that like, right, I think that they want everything to kind of go back to normal. They don't want like, yeah, that drama was great, but then they wish they could just settle back into what it was before. But even what it was before wasn't that.
Yeah,
like people were kind of falling off.
It was falling off until that. And that's why I think just end it now. Just end it.
Go
it's
out
never
with a bang.
It's never going to be the same. Nobody's going to want to watch Sandoval and Schwartz date other young girls.
No.
Like,
and I don't, by the way. I really don't.
Yeah.
Like I'm grossed. Well, I'm so grossed out by Sandoval always.
Yeah.
But even Tom Schwartz, I roll my fucking eyes at now, and I like can't take him seriously. I laugh at him still. Obviously, I think he's funny, whatever. And he really didn't do anything like that egregious personally. But I still think he like, they look old to me. Like they watching them like troll around for young girls. I'm like, ew.
It's
like it just grosses me out a little.
Right. And that's why I really have no interest in watching that. So I'm okay with Vanderpump. Just in case they were wondering, I'm okay with Vanderpump not continuing.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Valley really quickly. Jax and Brittany, we all know they're split up right now. They've talked about dating other people. Jax was seen with another woman, and people automatically...
Girl, right? Was she an OnlyFans model? Someone like said she was. That's
I was not 100%. I wouldn't be surprised,
I saw someone on
but
Twitter
I'm
say
not
that.
100% sure.
Yeah.
And he immediately went on Twitter, we're not dating. I can't wait to like talk about the truth. And it's like, what do you mean you can't wait to talk about the truth? Can't you just like say whether or not
just tweet the truth?
Yeah, like
she's my friend.
Yeah, like, but it didn't look like I don't believe
it looked
that.
coupley.
I don't believe a single fucking thing.
It looks like
that comes out of Jax Taylor's
morning
mouth.
we're going to get bagels together. Like that's what it looked like.
I don't believe a single thing that comes out of Jax Taylor's mouth. So I don't believe that he was not dating this. Like he's just trying to not make Brittany upset. And at this point, those two are better off without each other, in my opinion. It sucks that they have a kid together. And, you know, now this is their reality. But at the same time, they'll probably be happier and better off not together, not fighting around this kid. Because God, I can't listen to a single word Jax Taylor says. Although I do continue to, you know, watch the
It's
Valley,
exciting.
and
It's you know, good drama, whatever. Question for you: do you think that that Brittany should be? This is a tough thing because I'm trying to think of how I would feel personally, and I think personally I would lose my shit if I were to see my ex out dating someone new. I would be like, fuck.
But they're not like divorced yet either.
Yeah,
so
they're
it's like
separated, so it's like whatever.
But
then at the same time, Brittany, I've seen her on podcasts say like, I'm down to date, I'm down to meet new people, I'm down to do whatever. So if Jax is like, I can't wait to talk about this, whatever, blah, 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 and is trying to protect her feelings, I almost wonder what for if she's out saying the same stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't know. Like, but then at the same time, like if I were in those shoes, I'd be talking a big game on a podcast, and then in reality be so pissed when my husband, like, you know, my separated husband is out like with some young thing on his arm. Like, I'd be pissed off. I don't know.
I also think it comes from a place of like Brittany has talked about the insecurities that she has about herself and how Jax has made her feel.
Yeah.
So I think that could also play into it as well.
For sure.
And she probably wants Jax to be like, no, Brittany, like I want you. And I doubt he's doing that at this point.
No, definitely not.
So yeah, I mean, it's gotten messy between the two of them. And I think that's why people are like, all right, we're spinning back around onto these two and we're off the Vanderpump train. Because,
absolutely.
You know,
well, it's a total mess, right? And it's a real mess, right? Like, it's not the beginnings, them like separating, whatever. Do we think at this point it was promo for the Valley starting, or it's like real?
I think
right?
it's real.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
like,
get that vibe too, that it's real.
No, it's totally real because like it's Jax Taylor we're talking about. Like,
I know.
It's so real. Like, oh God, I can't. I just go on every week about these men on Bravo, but
they're all so dumb.
They're just
so they just don't think before they act. None of them, not one.
And they're all just skeevy and just honestly not.
Well, you know what it is, Ria? They get that taste of fame. They're like, ooh, they've got girls in their DMs. They've got girls. They think that they're hot shit, that they can always do better.
Yeah,
and it's like these people don't like you or know you at all.
Right? They just want to hang out with you.
They want to be like, I want to selfie with Jax Taylor from
like,
you know,
oh my God, like like.
To send their friends.
They just want to tell their friends, like,
or if they want to have sex with you, it's like so they can tell their
oh
friends,
God,
like make
Taylor,
fun.
like hit on me, like,
yeah,
because it's funny. It's not like a compliment.
It's not sexy.
Yeah,
it's not, nobody's like,
no, it's not sexy
hottest
at
man
all.
alive. Tom Sandoval.
No,
oh my God, no
it's
one.
not-
I promise you,
not
no
sexy.
one is saying that. No one.
No, they're just like making fun of you.
Exactly.
Moving on, Miley Cyrus did an interview with W Magazine. Fantastic pictures.
Great
Miley
photos.
Cyrus.
I got to read that whole interview. It sounds really interesting.
Yeah, a lot of just like, yes, Miley. You know, she talked about how she wears heels while she calls it training, not even working out. Like, that's when you know she's training. And she says she wears heels because she wants to bring femininity into the workout space because she thinks a lot of equipment is ugly, and that is so true.
So true.
You won't catch me with heels on at the gym ever.
I'll just have shin splints doing that.
Unless I was somehow magically cast in the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
Oh, well, of course.
Then, well, of course, I would be walking on the treadmill
Then
in
you
my heels.
have to, right. Then you really have to get your steps in, get your ride
Speaking of fashion show, I watched the Sports Illustrated Swim fashion
did you?
show.
I only saw stills.
I think Sports Illustrated Swim, I think it's so much fun.
I agree.
They desperately needed new music.
Oh,
like,
what was the music? Just bad shit?
It was just bad. Like, not...
Music can make or break an
If I was walking
experience.
down the runway, this is not the kind of... like,
right. What kind of music? Slow stuff?
like, it was like some songs... like, okay, one song I thought was great was like... when I grow up, I want to be famous.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Stop.
Awesome.
I want to be a movie
But then there was others that were like... I'm
Miss
like,
Scott Doss.
what is this? Like, you know, like...
Right.
We need 2000s bangers coming down.
Were they putting out like TikTok songs?
There was one or two mixed in there. I don't know. I was just like... This isn't like boom, boom, hot, dang, ooh. Like,
Right.
it was more like...
It didn't feel like Slay Mama.
Yeah,
it felt
it felt like
I'm just taking a walk down the street.
New DJ.
Yeah, okay.
But otherwise, it was cool to watch. But besides the point, I just love Miley Cyrus so much.
Me too.
And
I love her.
anytime she does anything, like, I'm rooting for her.
She's fantastic.
I think she looks fucking incredible in every photograph I see of her. And I love hearing about her life.
I do too. Noah, do you have that one quote that was like Grammys, where was I? Awards,
Yeah.
where was I? That's like the best one I think so far that I've heard.
she said, no shade, but I've been doing this for 20 years, and this is my first time actually being taken seriously at the Grammys. If we want to talk stats and numbers, then where the fuck was I? And if you want to talk like impact on culture, then where the fuck was I? This is not about arrogance. I am proud of myself.
Facts.
I
didn't think that was
love
arrogant
that.
at all.
No.
Like I think she's absolutely right. Where the fuck has she been? They're finally just acknowledging her for what? Because she like is of a certain age and it seems like it's time. Like she's been talented her entire life.
And I couldn't love that more because I hate when a woman is proud of herself and automatically people say she's so showing off, she's arrogant, she's conceited. Like, why can't she just be proud of who she is and how hard she has worked for her entire life?
Completely.
Like, it's such bullshit. I think a lot of times that happens. Like, you can't, like, even on the internet these days, if you, we talked about this with Nikki Glaser, like if you post a picture of yourself where you feel good about yourself, why are you posting that? Why are you posting that? Like you're full of yourself.
Yeah, you're full of yourself.
Like,
you're full of yourself.
well,
Whatever. It's like a running joke.
Somebody just be proud of themselves.
Yeah, what's wrong with
like,
that?
What is like? Why does everyone have to hate themselves? That is like the common theme lately.
To make other people feel good about it. Like,
like
nobody wants to be the one that's like being great because people that aren't doing great don't want to see other people doing great.
Right, exactly.
Which is
Misery loves
ridiculous.
company.
Yeah, misery loves company.
The classic. But at the same time, why does everybody have to hate themselves either? Like, I think that's a ridiculous thing as well. It's like, oh, well, they love themselves so much. It's like, well, honestly, you only have one life. So, like, you know, I
hope so. I hope I do.
I think that we've all, or a lot of us can relate to periods of time of like really, really feeling down on ourselves and going through some deep and dark shit.
It's called the luteal phase.
Yeah. And yes.
No, but for real.
And I think that like a lot of people can relate to that. I know I can, I know you can. And it can get really dark. And so like when you come out of that, I think it's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And people want to tear people down on feeling good about themselves, but don't even realize the work that somebody may have had to do to get there.
Right. Like when you are upset with someone who's proud of themselves or feeling themselves or whatever, they've built themselves up to that point to finally be confident enough to like post about it or talk about it or say something or like show that they're proud about something. And then for you to cut it down just completely tells them like, okay, well, everything that you just built yourself up thinking like you were right, like everybody hates you and you're a piece of shit.
Let me knock you down again.
Yeah, like stay down. Like nobody wants to hear from nobody wants to hear your bullshit. Like whatever. And I think that's so dumb.
And it just sucks because like people just go through a lot of shit that you don't even realize. And so I think Miley Cyrus, she brings up a great point. It's like, no, where was she all this time? She's worked for 20 years to become who she is. She was killer at everything she's ever done. Acting, singing, modeling, anything.
Everything.
She puts everything into it. She's incredible. So why can't she be proud of herself? It's not arrogance. She's great.
And I like this new era of Miley, new genre of Miley. Like we could see it at the Grammys when she performed Flowers and was kind of like, you know, improvising a little bit, being like, get up and sing. I know you guys know this song, like, or wherever she was that she said
it was the Grammys.
It was the Grammys.
She was like, I know you guys know this song.
I know you guys know the song. Why is anybody singing it? And like, whatever, like her being confident enough to be like, bitch, like, don't acknowledge me right now. Like, I'm on the stage, I'm performing, like, whatever. I like that because I think that she's right. She's so due for her flowers, no pun intended. But I also think that like she's now, I don't know, maybe she's adopted the confidence from like, you know, Auntie Dolly, and it's just kind of like, fuck this. Like I'm confident in who I am. I know that I've worked my ass off. This is giving me a little something to show that I'm like, you know, worth it, prove it. I've got a Grammy now. But it's like, it shouldn't have been, we shouldn't have needed that to take her seriously. So I think that I don't know. And also maybe just that she's older now and like more of an adult. Like I feel, you know, people that start on Disney get so pigeonholed as Disney forever. Like I know like my parents still, my dad will be like, oh, Miley Cyrus Disney. Like he still says that because when we were young, she was in Disney and that's how they saw her. And then they don't know her, you know, they sort of know her outside of that. But I think that it's important to remember like, yeah, she's a grown ass bitch. And that's that. And
one of the most talented people out there, in my opinion.
In working out, doesn't she, in the Flowers video, isn't she doing that with her heels on?
She's like,
I think she has heels on in the video.
The sickest body
it's
ever.
Insane.
She looks insane. last topic. Lenny Kravitz talked about how he's been celibate for 9 years.
Ooh. Well, I have one thought about that, Ria, and it's what a waste.
What a waste of time.
What a waste of time. What a waste of a beautiful body. Like, he's just the most handsome man.
And,
and
it's like
so handsome.
And I bet he performs well.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, please. Please. I mean, come on.
But does he? If it's been 9 years, you know?
What's he doing?
Does he know it's still working?
What's he doing? That's what I'm
know?
saying. What's he up to? Well, it's a spiritual journey, so congrats to him. Like, you know, you're on a spiritual journey, whatever. But again, like, his body's like a Grecian god. Like, it's just it's crazy. And especially lately, like, he just did a photo shoot. His birthday was the other day, and that's why he was talking about this. And he did like a photo shoot and whatever. And he just, I've never seen someone like age better, look better, seem better. Like, I don't know.
But here's the thing.
He's
here's
so hot.
What my thought process was when I saw this.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
He's on this spiritual journey. He looks great. Man doesn't age. Hasn't had sex in 9 years.
It's crazy.
I feel better when I have sex.
Yeah.
You know. So and like. You know the common saying, it's like, that person, they gotta get laid. You
Always,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
which I found to be pretty true.
Yeah,
like it's like yeah, you know, personally, like if I'm getting a little
get
like squirrely,
get
it's
that
like, well,
tension out.
maybe I gotta send some text messages.
Yeah,
you know
so
what I mean?
it's like
Noah, like that.
So it's kind of just like, but he is on this spiritual journey and he's you know, feeling fantastic.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you know, the saying goes,
use it or lose it.
right. Right.
But maybe that's his thing. Like, maybe he feels better without it. Like, maybe you know,
and it's different for
think about
everybody
this,
too.
Totally. Think about this though, Lenny Kravitz. You know that he was like just a man about town his whole life. Like, maybe he's had enough sex in his life, and he's like, I'm more than just this. I'm more than just sex.
You know what? Maybe
and this is what I need to do.
Maybe too many energies.
Too many energies.
Maybe he was having.
He's being sucked
Wait,
dry
when
from
did
all these
he
thirsty
get
bitches.
divorced?
Oh, a long
Like,
time ago.
But like, was it 9 years? Like, has he had sex since?
Oh my God.
Or,
also,
like, does that
right. Like, if
time
you're his
out?
ex-wife, like, I'm like, yes. Like,
Jason,
let's keep it going for like 50 years. Like, never again.
He had enough that he was like, that's it for me.
No, like, what a compliment.
he
Lenny
was
Kravitz divorce.
93. Never mind.
Oh, no. Yeah, 93.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
That-
so he's
imagine.
pointing like, I've been fucking, by the way, but only
Imagine
9
he
years
was
ago.
like,
I gave
man,
up
I
on."
haven't done it since 1993.
I'd be like, you're insane. Like,
Yeah, like,
that's
He's like, hey, Jason Momoa took the torch.
I would literally,
yeah.
I would literally be like, your dick's gonna fall off.
No, really. Like, it's just, I'm so curious. Like,
Oh, wait, they
what
got
brings you
divorced,
to that point?
Jason Momoa.
Yes. But beautiful
Oh, yeah.
flower, you know.
Yeah,
happiness.
that's right. Yeah, don't.
Maybe
We're
we'll get
all,
back
it's all
together.
good. It's all good. Although I do kind of believe that it's all good.
Imagine Jason Momoa steps in for your girl.
No,
like
no,
it's
no,
like
no, that's tough.
And you're
But
like
the
the most
only
supportive.
because
person
it's Lenny Kravitz.
that's what I'm saying.
and
The only
Jason
person
Momoa.
who's not intimidated by Jason Momoa is probably Lenny Kravitz. Like, it's
Right.
Lenny Kravitz is like,
It's
all right,
Lenny
man,
Kravitz,
like,
like, cool.
cool, have fun,
And Jason
catch you
Momoa,
later.
not intimidated
Not
by Lenny
intimidated
Kravitz
either. Being like, thank you, brother, for passing it
yeah,
along.
they're
Like, this is just
they're both just cool.
yeah. They're
Just
cool
imagine like that
motherfuckers.
whole hangout. It's Jason Momoa, Channing Tatum,
Yup.
Zoe, Lenny, Lisa.
Bonet.
I would
yeah.
love to be in that group, but I don't think I'm cool enough. You know,
Definitely
like,
not.
I
I'm definitely not chill enough. Not even
No.
like that's not cool enough. I'm just not chill enough. Like, I do not have chill vibes.
like
about,
I talk too much for them.
Same. Like, they'd be like,
They'd be
girl,
like,
relax.
oh my god, shut the fuck
Motor
up.
mouth. Like, they would be like, what did you drink a coffee today? Yes. Like, they would be, I would kill the vibes. Like,
Yeah.
for sure. For sure. So fast. But I want to say something about Lenny. Have you ever watched, and anybody who's listening has to do this right away, the Architectural Digest tour of his ranch
No.
in like Peru or
Is
something?
it
haven't.
Brazil or Peru?
I think it might be Brazil. I think you might be right.
It's insane.
Look it up. It is so. He like greets you on horseback. He's like, "Welcome to my ranch in wherever the fuck." Like,
Yeah,
it is.
Brazilian farm compound.
It is.
And this guy,
Yeah, he's on
it's
a
Lenny
horse.
Kravitz. He shows up on a horse with like an unbuttoned shirt, and
And
he's like,
he's-
"Hello, I'm Lenny Kravitz. Welcome to my farm in Brazil." And you just like follow him around on,
And he's
on horseback,
celibate.
and it's like,
and yet
it's crazy.
still has sex appeal.
And everything in his house has like a meaning, and it's like a black artist, and like, or someone in his family made it or something. Like, it's the most. It's such a cultural place and spiritual place, and like, it makes sense. Like, he's living his life. So if you want to go see how Lenny Kravitz lives his life, you watch that Art Digest.
I
thing.
have
You
to
gotta
watch that.
it.
I
You will-
absolutely
Actually,
have to
I'm
watch
watching it right now.
you will
You-
crack up.
No,
don't spoil anything for Ria.
I'm
You will
definitely
crack
watching as soon as we're
up
done.
when you watch it, because it's so. The only person that can do it and not look like a douchebag is Lenny Kravitz, and I know that for a fact because Diplo had one come out recently. He also has like a ranch compound, whatever, either in like Peru or Brazil or whatever. And he tried to kind of do same vibe. Didn't land. I was like,
oh my
not cool
God.
enough.
In his fucking
Not even
dreams.
close.
He's not even
In
a
his fucking
speck.
dreams.
He's not even a speck of coolness that Lenny Kravitz
Not even
is.
close.
Not
You
even
can
a little
tell
particle.
that he wanted like the same vibe.
No,
like you can just so tell, and it
He's-
just did not. Like nothing will ever outdo Lenny's. Like,
No,
it was
you're
just
never
so
going to
good.
be that. So don't
Yeah.
even try. But yeah,
Crazy
Lenny's
shit.
celibate for 9 years, and it looks good on him.
Good for him. It looks good on him.
Celibacy looks good on him. I'm not sure it looks great on a lot of other people.
Yeah, no. It wouldn't look
Depending
good on
on the circumstance, of course, if that's your choice, totally go for it. But at the same time, there's
It's his spiritual journey.
It's his spiritual journey, and everybody has their spiritual journeys. But
if he's ever looking to give up on that spiritual journey and just
Kelly's here.
I'm more than available.
Yes.
I will make myself available to you, Lenny.
Yeah.
I will fly to Brazil.
and he's just not the kind of guy that gets pent up tension. I don't think.
No way.
You know what I mean? Because I mentioned,
And if he
like,
does, he does something to like he's like meditates and he's fine.
right,
you know?
exactly. Like he takes ayahuasca and
Yeah.
is okay.
Yeah.
So congrats to Lenny on his celibacy. We're very
Congrats. We're shedding tears.
We're very, very proud of you,
I just
Lenny.
watched all Hunger Games again the other day. Love.
Hunger
Senna.
Games
He's
is
Senna in it.
great. Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right, that wraps up the topics. I got something really yummy in my hand right now. It's the Swoon Lemonade. Honestly, Swoon Lemonade is so delicious. I have these in my fridge right now. I like to keep them cool. It's 0 sugar. It's only 5 calories, and it reminds me of that lemonade when you're a kid. I really love lemonade now. Like, my love for lemonade didn't go away once I grew up. I was a kid who loved lemonade, and I'm an adult who loves lemonade. But now we have the delicious Swoon Lemonade that has entered our life, and many other flavors. The raspberry lemonade is delicious, and the classic lemonade, it's so good.
That's on my speed,
classic
raspberry lemonade.
Yeah, classic. Got some over there you can take.
Ooh, I will.
Classic lemonade as well. I keep these stocked in my fridge, nice and cold. It's a perfect little lunch treat or dinner treat, just especially in the summer now.
Oh, yeah, just a
nice
wet the
little-
whistle.
A nice little Swoon lemonade in the summer.
Yeah.
Oh, pour it on ice a little bit, a little
Forget
straw,
it.
slurp it right up. So right now you can try Swoon if you go to tasteswoon.com, or you can get it at your local Whole Foods. So go online at tasteswoon.com or go to your local Whole Foods and try Swoon. It's 5 calories and nothing artificial, or nothing artificial, 0 sugar, all natural. So go check it out. Welcome back to the Weekly Watch Report, where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday. Okay, let's get into this.
I love that.
Oh, thank you. Just gets the Weekly Watch Report
Cute.
going.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get into it real quick. Summer House, A+. We finally saw what went down between Carl and Lindsay. These two were just not made for each other. These two were just not compatible. These two could not get married, and thank God they did not. Beginning of the season, I was leaning towards Carl's side, like first 2 episodes. Then I quickly shifted to Team Lindsay because I was like, I can't deal with Carl. And
Carl's delusional, right?
Yeah,
That's like the moral of the story.
The moral of the story is what I think is, I think Lindsay had the right messaging in what she was trying to convey to Carl. Like, hey, we're about to enter a marriage. We're about to be partners. I need to know that whatever job you're going to be entering, you're happy with, you're getting what you need, you're getting what you want, because you left this company prior and you were miserable, and I heard about it. And now I'm hearing that you want to re-enter Loverboy. So let's make sure everything is up to, standards. Lindsay is not like a soft and nurturing person in that way. I'm sure she, I don't know what we don't see on TV, but like when it comes to work and stuff. And I think Carl knew that. Carl is then getting mad at the way Lindsay's questioning. It feels like an interrogation. I fucking hate little babies.
Get over it.
That.
Get over it.
Little babies like that.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry, you can't answer a couple questions. You can't defend your. Oh, it's an interrogation.
Men,
oh, really?
Men who
Get over
just,
yourself.
Like, answer a question. Like,
Beyond.
Oh, it really grinds my gears.
Well, you know why? It's because it's like you're shady. If you can't answer a question, something's amiss.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Why? What's your problem? Why can't you answer a question?
Exactly. It's like, oh, you're not being soft and tender. He's like, give me a hug me harder. And I was like, okay,
please,
like,
gagging, absolutely. Gagging.
In the worst way. It's just, and I understand Carl, he has his wants and needs, and he wants someone. He said he wants someone who's soft and tender, and that is completely okay to want that. But when you are marrying Lindsay and you know who she is, you're just now realizing, oh, wait, I actually don't want to marry Lindsay because that's not who Lindsay is.
Yeah.
You want someone soft and tender. There are plenty of soft and tender emotional people out there. And that is totally okay to want that, Carl.
Yeah.
But you proposed to Lindsay. So it's like, that's what, it's just like when people act like they don't know who they proposed to.
Completely. Well,
and like they're like
it draws the question,
strangers.
why did you end up
Why did
proposing?
you
What
do
was the
that in the
reason that you
first
proposed
place?
when
Like,
you clearly weren't compatible to begin
right.
with?
And,
like, why?
and the way that you talked about her prior is so different to what you're talking about now. So, and then, you know, because I went back and forth a little bit here because I do think Carl having, you know, ending that relationship with Lindsay because he knew it's not what he wanted is a good thing.
Yes.
If you do not want to be in a relationship, you should end it. And that is what he did. And I think that was a good thing. And I think it was good for Lindsay and good for Carl because neither of them should be getting married to each other. That should not be the case. So I thought that was good that he did that. It was just some of the things he said, like, you want me to relapse.
That was a crazy fucking thing to say.
Fucking crazy.
That to me is something that somebody says when they, like, it's just the ultimate passing blame off of yourself and onto someone else. Like, do not try to blame someone in that way to justify your own behavior. And it's like, are you looking for an excuse to relapse? Like, that would be my response.
Yeah.
Like, are you looking for an excuse to do that? Because why else would you fucking say that?
I thought
like,
that
that's
was
a
insane.
Crazy thing
Just
to say.
how insane it was that Lindsay was accusing Carl of being on drugs in the beginning of the season. This was insane for him to say, you want me to relapse. Like,
no, it's crazy.
That was sick, honestly.
It is
I
sick.
thought it was gross.
It's a fucked up thing to say.
And, you know, he mentioned that there are things that Lindsay has said to him over text messages that we don't see, calling him names. And I'm not a name calling person. I think that's rude. So I'm not on board with that. If that was what Lindsay was doing, that sucks as well. Like, if you're calling your fiance a loser, like, yeah, that's shitty. Like,
yeah, nobody wants to hear
nobody
that.
wants to hear that. But I also think Carl's hiding things too. I think the way he speaks to Lindsay is manipulative as well. So I think they both, I'm team nobody. I think they both were just bad for each other, and they had to break up, and there are other people out there for them that may fit the mold of who they want in life, and neither of them are that for each other. So I'm gonna give Summer House an A+. Vanderpump reunion, I'll give a C-. It was blah. I don't even care to talk about it, to be honest. I'm like over this season. I watched a great show on Netflix. You would love it.
Ooh.
Called Geek Girl.
Ooh, I don't know it.
It's about, it takes place in London. And
Say no more.
It's about a girl in high school
Obsessed.
who is quote unquote a geek. She's always getting made fun of.
Okay.
They go on a class trip to, you know, this fashion thing in London, and she gets discovered by a modeling agent. And the modeling agent is like, you are it.
Love
and
that.
it's just a journey about her like becoming a model, and she's also like getting made fun of at school. Fantastic.
So you relate as a child star.
Of course. When people would find videos of me modeling and make fun of me.
Yes.
It was such a cute show. I loved it. I loved
really
it because
cute.
as much as I
love
love
shows like that.
the cute romance, you know, young adult, you know, TV shows, I love when there's a different element to it as well, and it's not just about like.
I like a romance on the side. I don't like a show to be all about romance. I want there to be like a greater purpose.
There's a romance on the side of this.
I love
and
that.
It's
Oh, I love that.
Adorable.
Love.
So I'm giving Geek Girl an A. I loved it. I loved it so much. It was so cute. And then I watched the first 4 episodes of Tires on Netflix, Shane Gillis's show. And I'm a big Shane Gillis fan. I think he's very funny. Frances was excellent. Frances was in an episode, and Francis, who works here, you know, sometimes I forget when people are
Francis
listening.
Ellis.
He works at Barstool. I thought he was great. He was in an episode, but it was also like kind of his personality already. So like, that's why it was funny.
Which episode is he in? Because I need to go back and watch that episode. Because I watched
the second or the third.
I watched the first episode, and this is I am not a Shane Gillis fan.
Well, I want to get to my finish my point, but
okay.
I wasn't obsessed with this.
Okay.
In the way that other people were like really, really fucking hyping it up. I wasn't obsessed with it. I thought it was pretty, and maybe because I was on the plane watching back episodes, I thought it was pretty funny, but I thought it was also pretty repetitive. I'll give it like a B-, because I like Shane Gillis.
Right,
So I'm,
right.
that's where I'm at.
So you're doing softer grades. I only watched the first episode because that's all I could make it through. And I
actually put it on and turned it off.
Yeah. I was planning on going back to watch the Francis one because everyone says it's great or whatever. But
Francis was really good.
I'm sure. I would love, I'm sure. Because I love Francis.
Yeah.
Francis is like my style of I like his shit.
You want to know the
Shane
role Francis played?
Yeah.
Francis played I make a lot of money and I'm,
Perfect.
have this job and this is my life.
Perfect.
That's the role Francis
So he
played.
crushed it. So, right. But that's the problem, though, is that I think, or with Tires that I've noticed with the first episode, is that it is Shane Gillis being Shane Gillis. And unfortunately, I just don't like Shane Gillis. And so I've tried so many times.
Cold
I'm like,
world.
Can I get into it? Like, I thought maybe I just don't like his stand-up. Maybe I just don't like this. Maybe I just don't like that. I have tried Shane Gillis in 50 different ways and I just don't like him. He's just not my cup of tea. Even in person, I didn't really like him. He's just not my kind of person. And I think that I'm probably not his cup of tea either. And it's not that I don't get the joke or
Here's
I can't take a joke or whatever. I think it is such like unintelligent humor. And I think that the people say the opposite. Like they'll be like, well, if you don't think it's funny, then you don't get it. No. I get it. I just think it's so stupid. I can't even chuckle.
I'm dying.
And that sucks because I wish I liked it. Everybody likes it. Everybody loves him. I just don't.
I'm dying because why do I feel like this like tension between you and Shane Gillis would be hilarious? Like,
I know
that part of it.
No,
like,
he would. We would not get along.
No,
like,
but
I just know we wouldn't like each other.
But then you guys like jump all over each other.
Oh yeah.
Like,
no. I also it might have to like I don't. I'm like repulsed physically. Like I don't think like he could not be less my kind of person. Like he's just not my kind of guy.
Really?
And I'm telling you, like I know that I am not his kind of girl. Like we just were not. There's no way that he would like me as a person. There's no way that he would like, I don't know. Like, I think about it too because, I'm good friends with Feidelberg. I'm good friends with Francis. I'm good friends with these people who like him so much and speak so highly of him. And he's a great guy. He's this, he's that. And I respect their opinions in terms of like comedy and TV shows and stuff. I just do not fuck with Shane Gillis. Like, I don't know what it is. And maybe I'm just like, maybe it's because everyone wants everybody to like him so bad. Or it feels like I know I'm saying something equivalent to like when somebody says like I don't like Taylor Swift. Like I know it's the same vibe. Like guys, that's
it's very similar.
It's the same kind of fandom, and I get it. And I've tried, and I wish I could, and I'm just not. So I'll take the same stance everybody does when they say I don't like Taylor. Like I've tried every form of it, and I just don't like him.
Damn. And you know what? It's okay.
That's all right.
That's all right. You have your opinion.
We don't have to do anything together.
No, you don't have to interact with him.
I don't know him.
I do like Shane Gillis a lot, but he's been in this office when I have been in this office.
Yeah.
But I have never met him directly because I've almost like it's like a it's
don't meet your heroes kind of thing.
No, but it's
you don't want to meet your favorite comedian, Shane Gillis.
It's almost how I've felt like even with like Bert Kreischer, who's been here, or other comedians that have been in this office, where I've seen their videos online and I think they're funny, and I'm like, I'd almost like don't, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's even like I don't know how to explain it. It's like sometimes even
you don't want to shatter the illusion. You don't want to make them real. Kind of. Does that make sense?
It's not even just. It sounds like I'm putting the comedians up on a pedestal, but it's even sometimes when we've had interviews with people before, where I have been extremely, extremely nervous to like Joe Manganiello.
Yeah,
I was like, do we even want to interview him?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because
do we want to know who him in real life?
Right,
like,
and then
takes away the magic.
It was shattered.
Yeah,
and that
takes away the magic. That's what I'm saying. When you get to know somebody, like you know someone, it's bizarre. Like parasocial relationships are weird, where you're like, I think I know this person because they played a character that I identify with, or that I think is hot, or that I think is cool, or whatever. Then you meet them in real life, and they're a normal person, but maybe they're just not the kind of person you would meet on a regular basis, or like be friends with on a regular basis. But then you have to think of them as their real selves moving forward, and it's hard to be like swayed by the show they're putting on anymore because you know them as a real person.
And we have an interview with somebody tomorrow who is, I'm not going to say, so like literally one of the most famous actresses like that I think has existed. Would you say that? Like just
she was a big part of my childhood.
Yeah, name recognition.
Oh yeah, okay. So no, I was jerking off to her on the side. But like, we're implying here.
I wasn't gonna say that.
You implied it. It was implied.
Yeah, name recognition.
Just a fan.
Okay. She's fucking
just a fan.
Yeah, she's fucking huge.
Right.
And I'm so nervous because growing up, it was like I want to be her. You know what I mean? Like,
wait, tell me who. Oh my God, that's okay. That's a big deal. That's a big
People are
deal.
gonna think it's like.
No. She's like a but
no,
that's
like
exciting.
growing
That's
up,
very
like
exciting.
growing up, like it's more
Absolutely.
like I would say like nostalgic, like
Definitely,
like
definitely.
But growing up, I wanted to be her, right?
Absolutely.
So
Well,
it's like
she's one of the original like most gorgeous girls in the world.
right,
You know
like
what I
if
mean?
you were
where you're
naming like
oh my
one of
God,
the best looking people
name
in the
the
world,
top
like,
5. Yeah, name the top 5, top 10 most gorgeous girls in the world. She's on the list.
yes, and
Yeah.
so this actress, like I literally wanted to be.
Yeah.
So I'm so nervous to like meet her in real life because it's like, oh my God, she's not an illusion. Like she's gonna be sitting here. Like it's insane. Even like Nikki Glaser came in a week and a half ago.
Yeah,
I fucking love Nikki Glaser.
same.
And Nikki and I have DM'd a bunch.
That's her like third time on the show.
I know.
I was gonna say she's been on the
I know, but every
but even
time
still, it's
we
like,
message,
oh my God. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, like I'm thinking about the right thing to say back. I'm
Of
like,
course.
oh my God, like is this?
No, I do the same thing.
Message to
She'll
send
message
back?
me something like unhinged about Taylor Swift, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I have to look cool. Like
Right,
I have
like-
to respond cool. But like she's being like, her skin's amazing. You know, it'll be like weird shit.
and I'm just and I don't know. It's so cool to meet
It
these
is.
people, and it never like gets old. And I'm always like nervous and excited, and still like, oh my God, this person's coming here.
Of course.
And but that's not how I feel about Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
I ended up talking.
It might
I ended up-
be the
I
problem
said-
that he like
I
is
said-
friends with our friends.
Wait,
Like I
but
think that's what it is.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I started off this conversation because I said that I have never met Shane Gillis because I do, but then I started talking about people that are not even in the same league as him.
No, not even. Oh yeah. Also, by the way, this what we were just talking about is not. You'll laugh out loud thinking about you guys meeting this person versus meeting Shane Gillis.
Yeah,
like Shane
like,
Gillis
it-
wishes.
that-
Like he,
But
you know what I mean?
but,
Like he.
People
he
would argue
wishes.
that like he's more relevant than the person you're talking about
Right,
right now.
it's just more.
But the person you're talking
But
about
you get
has
what
more
I'm
longevity,
saying, right? Like
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you're
yeah.
when you're a fan of somebody online,
Totally.
and you know,
Well, meeting them just it humanizes them, and sometimes you don't want that. You don't want to think of them as like a human being. You want to think of them
And
as
maybe
like
that-
an actor, an actress, or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe that's my issue. Like I don't know. It's just. I think it's
which by
part.
the way, he seems like a really nice guy.
No, I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's fine. He's just not my like. We will never be friends. Like I'm fine with that. Like I don't want to. You know, like I'm
It's
all
cracking
set.
me up.
I'm all set. Like I just
No,
don't.
I love
I don't
that.
think I,
I
need
love
him in my
how- I
life,
love
and I
how
don't think he
honest-
needs me in his life.
I love your honesty.
Sounds
he
like
doesn't
you
need
have a crush
me.
on him.
Like gross. Like I just not even close. But he might say the same thing about me. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't have that.
I love how
draw.
you're openly just shitting on him because, like, there are so many people here who are friends with him. Where like,
Everyone is
like there's
best friends
like
with
a
him.
real chance that he would like this would make its way.
No,
to
no,
him.
like I'm sure he'll like if I don't know, like if he comes in and someone tells him, hey, she's been talking shit about you for like a year, saying that you're ugly and not funny, I'd be like, yeah, no, I said those things because I think it. Like I don't know.
Yeah, and
I don't care what he thinks about me.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I love.
And he shouldn't care what I think about him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is why when you get to a point of feeling comfortable of shitting on someone, it's because you don't care what they
Don't
feel
give a
about
shit.
you in
Yeah.
response.
Right.
It's like, no, I'm okay with saying this because I really don't care what the response is back to it.
And I honestly at this point just think like his balls are in enough guys' mouths in this place that like he doesn't need them also in mine. You know what I mean? Like everybody loves him.
They're
like,
tickled enough.
everyone they're good. Like
yeah.
he's all set with the Barstool people. Like they all love him so much. And I'm not in it. I'm not in that group. And I don't have to be.
Yeah, you do.
I'll put my efforts to Taylor Swift. You know?
Yeah, you don't have to be.
Yeah.
This is like reminds me of like a couple of other people where I've talked so much shit about them or used to talk so much shit about them. And then like when I met them face to face, it was like, yeah, no, I did say that about you. And
Yeah.
like that's like
But
that
sometimes,
used to be more the case like earlier on. Like we thought that we would never, and like
Right.
I feel like I'm getting back to that point of being like, you know what, if this is how I feel, I should say how I
Right.
feel. And I've gotten that way lately with all the reality shows because it's gotten to a point of no return. Like,
Well, of
you
course.
can't possibly pretend.
You can't say nice things.
To
Well,
say
that's how I
nice
started.
things about
That's
that.
how I feel about The Bachelor. Whenever we go on
Yeah.
to Cutting Stems, like you have to be honest about these people because yes, while they are real people and they have real feelings and blah blah blah, I do think that however they're portrayed on TV is there for a reason to create a narrative that we're supposed to go along with and talk along with, and they're painted in a light and we're supposed to see them in a certain way, so that's how we're going to talk about them. And whether they are like that in real life or not, that it remains to be seen, but the conversations are centered around what we're seeing. And so when I think about someone like Shane Gillis, like I know what the conversation is, and I don't want to jump in the conversation of like, hey, I hate him because everybody hates him. Like, I don't think I hate him for the same reasons that other people hate him. Like, I also don't really hate him.
You don't hate him?
No, I don't hate him. I just don't like him. And I think that like I think that it's a different thing. Like, it's not that I think that he's like offensive, or I think like, oh, clutch my pearls. Like, that's not how I feel about him.
You're offensive.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm offensive, like, you know, in different ways.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's not what it is. I can't believe how I can't even muster up a chuckle for like anything he says. Like, I just can't. Like, I can fake laugh for the best of them, but I just can't. And I don't know I don't know why. I don't know if it's a vibe or like an attitude. I don't like that he like tries to fuck with people. Like, I think he just like thinks he's smarter than people, and that bothers me. Like, there's just it's something about the vibe that I just don't. It does not mesh with me. But that's what I'm saying. Like, and it never will. So like, if he can write a whole stand-up special talking shit about me all day long, and I'll be like, well, that's fine. I didn't like you in the first place. Like,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think it's so funny that like when you end up talking about something that you don't like, and then it just gets deeper and deeper and deep and worse and worse and worse, and
I can't fucking stand his face, by the way.
And you just like gets to a point where you're like unraveling. Like, that's the best.
I felt this way about him for a long time, and I whisper it into the night, but now it's like, who gives a fuck? But I feel bad about Tires because Francis is in it, and we have friends in it. So I put it on. I said, this is it. Like, this is the time that I'm finally going to see what all these people are talking about. And it just, oh man, nothing has felt flatter for me than anything.
You didn't vibe with it.
It's just not my style.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. Like, I love all these comedians. I you know, I'm not on the wavelength of you of not liking.
No. These are my personal opinions. To be clear, these are my personal opinions.
But I think it's cool that you're giving your personal opinions. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what did you grade it? What are you grading it?
Like an F. An F. Like the lowest you can go. An F. Like, so bad. And again, I will go back and watch. I keep meaning to do it, but I've been procrastinating it because that's how much I hated it. But I meant to go watch the episode with Francis just to see him, you know, on a TV show. That's exciting. That's your friend. Maybe I'll like it more because it's my friend. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm looking for reasons to like it. And I'm just having a hard
Francis
time.
Scrolling through Instagram and seeing like the weekly watch board, and just next to Kelly, it's just F.
Only episode 1,
not the episode. Yeah, episode 1 only, not the one with Francis.
Not the one with Francis.
Because I haven't seen
the one with Francis was my favorite one.
Well, then there we go. So maybe I just need
to. Too, or no?
No, I don't think so.
I think people would have been talking about that more.
I've only seen Francis, and then everybody like Rico on Twitter being like, Tires, never laughed hard in my life. Francis is a genius. I'm like, let's be real, bitch. Like, let's be like, I get we're a glazing place, but like this is too much. Like, this isn't a Krispy Kreme. Like, this is be real. Be real.
It's definitely not even closest to the funniest.
Not even close. But I like the idea. Like, I don't want it to come across like I'm discouraging. I love like a skit show. I love those kind of shows. So like, I had high hopes. Maybe I had higher hopes than I should have had because it was Shane Gillis.
Yeah, you had extremely high hopes for your favorite comedian.
For my favorite comedian. All expectations shattered.
Yeah, that's all I watched. You can be a better you this summer with Babbel. Maybe you're trying to pick up a different hobby. Maybe summer, you have some downtime and you're like, I want to learn something new. Why not start by learning a new language with Babbel? Don't pay hundreds of dollars for private tutors or waste hours on apps that don't really help you learn the language. Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons are handcrafted by over 200 language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Babbel's tips and tools are approachable, they're accessible, and they're rooted in real-life situations, so you can learn how to really interact with somebody in a different language, and delivered with conversation-based teaching so you're ready to practice what you've learned in the real world. One study found that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a full semester at college. So say you're putting in an hour a day, or they have their 10-minute lessons, but maybe you want to put in more of that. Babbel has over 16 million subscriptions sold. So here's a special limited time deal for our listeners right now. Get up to 60% off your Babbel subscriptions, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/chicks. Babbel.com/chicks. Get up to 60% off at babbel.com/chicks, spelled BABBEL.com/chicks. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Let's see. I watched the first few episodes of Bodkin. It's a true crime.
Oh,
Irish.
I meant to start that.
Something on Netflix. And who's the guy? Is it Bill Hader? No.
No, but he's
Will. What's his name? Oh, Will
Forte.
Forte. Oh my God, I fucked up that I
Yeah.
didn't. That see, like those are things that I worry. Like I'm doing the dozen, and like Will Forte will pop up, and I'll know who that is, but I won't
you won't
remember
know
the
the
name.
name, yeah.
And that's like I
wouldn't know
lose
his name.
sleep over that. But Will Forte's in it, and then a couple other like British Irish stars, and it's Will Forte like started a podcast, and so it's like a true crime podcast. They're going to Ireland, this like at Bodkin, and like trying to uncover a crime and whatever. So it's good, but there are like funny moments as well. It's a little like it's murder mystery kind
Dramedy?
of vibe, dramedy, I would say.
Like
yeah,
only murders or
no, not as like silly as that, but it's in the similar vein, I would say. It's good. I only watched the first couple episodes, but I really liked it at the same time. That I feel like I watched some stuff
what would you
on.
rate it?
Oh, what would I rate it? Oh, I'll give it a B because I haven't finished it and I don't want to give it any more or less. I don't know how the rest of it's gonna go. Trying to think. I feel like I watched something on. I should have come more prepared. I should have written down what I watched.
Movies?
I watched all the Planet of the Apes movies because I'm going to
All of them?
Yeah. Well, no, not the Marky Mark ones, the originals. I watched
Yeah.
the Dawn of, Rise of, and War on the Planet of the Apes. And so the new movie is in the movie theaters now. And I keep meaning to go see it, but I'm probably going to miss it. Like it'll probably be out of theaters like this week. So maybe I got to go see it quick. Loved them so much more than I thought I ever would. Like
So grade?
an A.
Wow,
Solid
that's
A
solid.
for all the movies, like
Wow.
combined. They were really, really good. I was just completely shocked by how much I was into it. I like a movie like that, a trilogy, kind of war, man versus nature vibe. Like I love all that. So
When
it's
they
phenomenal.
started talking, that wasn't weird for you.
No, it was like a huge moment, like the big moment. I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's Rise is the first one, maybe. I don't know. Rise and Dawn, I confuse myself. And there's like a moment where he like speaks and everybody like the room stops, like there's a shift, like it's like what the fuck? It's crazy. But it's crazy to think about science, Like if I think too much about science in that way, I start freaking out, being like, whoa, this could be real.
Right. Like
these movies are made, 2011, the first one was made.
Right. I thought that way. Like I think that way about the ocean a lot.
Oh yeah. It's a
Because
scary place.
it's terrifying. There's so much uncovered.
Yep.
And every time I'm in the ocean, like I'm having a good time. Then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, there's so much going on that we don't know about in
All
here.
of a sudden you can't touch the ground.
Right.
And
And
you're
they're
like, wait a minute, how deep am I?
Wait, I think I'm done in here. Like,
Yeah.
let's get out.
I think I'm over it. I can't see the bottom anymore.
Yeah, I'm
like,
cool enough now. We can go sit in the sun.
Yes, completely.
Yeah, that's how I feel about the ocean. Noah, what did you watch this week?
That's all you watched?
Yeah, I can't remember the rest. I watched Bridgerton again like 10 times. Oh, no. One more. Maxton Hall.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah. Cute. I've only seen the first 2 episodes. Really liked it. Super cute. Amazon Prime. I give it a B+ for now.
Watch Geek Girl.
I'll put Geek Girl on my list. Yeah, that's great.
Okay, I finished Under the Bridge. Watched the last 2 episodes.
Oh, I need to catch up on that.
What are you on?
The part where she was just taking acid and had to be in the car.
Oh, so you have a few more episodes.
I have a few episodes,
Yeah.
like 3, I think.
Yeah, there's 8 total. Yeah, I liked it. The ending, like, I mean, it's a true story, so I actually didn't know what was happening. Like, I didn't know the story. I didn't look into it.
Right.
So
Of Under the Bridge, you mean?
Under the Bridge.
Yeah.
But like I thought it was a really good show, great acting. I didn't love the ending, so I'll give it a B+. Like as a whole, I would say. I think
Okay.
I would have rated like episode 7 higher. I just didn't love the ending.
Got it. Okay. That's good for me to know.
But that might just be part of because like of what actually happened that I didn't love.
I don't know what happened in real life either.
Yeah.
So I won't look it up.
Yeah. I watched the last 2 episodes of Dark Matter. Not the last 2, but just 4 and 5.
Ooh,
I would
yeah.
highly. Wait, are you watching that?
No, I need to though because I
Yeah.
love that shit.
Yeah,
Love.
it's very Black Mirror-esque.
Yeah.
I really like this show. I would recommend this to anyone.
Is it,
like multiverse, that type of thing. Joel Edgerton.
Is it multiple seasons?
Not to be mistaken.
No, this is
with
the first
Taron
season.
Egerton.
Yeah, not Taron Egerton, not Elton John.
Dark Matter. No, I know Joel
This
Edgerton.
is season 1, and they're only on.
I love
5th
him.
episode.
He's Great Gatsby Tom, right? Joel Edgerton.
Is he in Great Gatsby?
Yeah, he is.
He's been in a bunch.
He's
of stuff.
Daisy's husband.
Mm.
Okay. But yeah,
So,
I'll give it like a B
yeah.
plus right now, but it's very good.
Good score.
Yeah, it keeps you entertained.
Okay, good.
And it's one of those shows though, because it's a multiverse and like he's playing multiple characters of himself. You like, if you look down, you might be very confused just because you're like, wait, which one is this? Like,
right, because you have to settle into kind of like Split. I watched that again recently.
I watched Civil War, the movie Civil War.
Ooh.
Have you seen anything about this?
No, I'm not a war movie girl.
It's basically like if America had another Civil War.
Oh, wait, is that the Jesse Plemons one? The new one?
It's new.
Where he wears the red glasses?
Yeah. He's in it like not. He's
it.
honestly not that. He has like a small part in it,
Yeah.
but
I've not seen it
it's
yet, though.
interesting. Like it's like wow, this could happen. I guess.
I heard mixed reviews on that because people
Yeah.
said some shit like, they're like, this is for the journalists, and it's like a weird movie.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I don't know.
But I would give it a B. Like it was an interesting movie, but nothing like that blew me away. And then I watched The Fall Guy last night with Ryan
How was
Gosling.
that?
Another one I want to see.
I liked it. I might not have been in like the right mood. Part of me always wonders, like, do I not like this movie, or am I just like watching it at the wrong time?
Fair.
But I liked it. I would give it a B minus. Like I was kind of going in expecting the nice guys sort of vibe. I like that movie way more. But it was
That's a
fun.
good movie.
It was a
Yeah, it is
fun
a really good
movie.
movie.
Like it was a fun movie.
You had a
And-
fun experience.
and like
Right.
and it feels like they're making fun of other movies like a lot, so they're not taking it that seriously. Like a lot of it's kind of corny, but I think they're trying to make it corny.
Right.
But Emily Blunt's great.
Did you see
Ryan
the movie
Gosling
theater, or
great.
is it? It
No,
came out
I bought it for like, or I rented it on Amazon.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Okay.
you can
Oh,
rent
good.
it.
Maybe I'll
Okay.
watch that
Yeah,
later
it's like
then.
20
Yeah.
bucks, but,
Yeah. Still.
I want to add, I watched Hacks season 3.
Oh.
I finished it. Bravo.
One of my favorite shows.
Same. I
One of my
fucking love
favorite shows of all
Hacks.
time. Season 3 is so good.
It was so good. I finished it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it an A minus. I really enjoyed this season. I just fucking love Deborah Vance.
I love her.
Wish
I
she
love
was
her.
a real fucking person.
I know.
Like,
I know.
I just love this show, and I can't recommend Hacks enough for anybody who hasn't watched it.
It's phenomenal.
Watch Hacks.
Who's the actress? Hannah Binder? Hannah. That's her name. Something like that.
Yeah.
The younger actress, the writer. Hannah Binder.
They're both so good together.
Hannah Einbinder, Einbinder. They're so good together, and she's so hilarious. I've been seeing her do I think she did like an interview the other day, and she like is just as funny in real life as she is on the show.
Yeah.
And I think that their cadence together is just perfect.
It's so good.
Jean Smart is so good.
So good.
Like they're fantastic. All the characters. I love
they're great.
the guy. I love them
All of them are excellent. So
Yeah.
I'm going to give it an A minus, and I highly recommend Hacks if you have not watched Hacks. And that wraps up what we watched this week. Life is too short to let the weekdays get you worked up, okay?
Tell 'em.
It's Monday. You might be feeling worked up already. You're all tense. It's Monday. No. You just got to choose chill and then reach for a Coors Light instead. I got my Coors Light in my hand, and it is nice and cold. I know Kelly.
chilly. I can
Kelly
tell from
is
here.
eyeing
I
it
am.
down, and she's trying to snag it out of my hands. I'm going to choose chill and then reach for a Coors Light instead. When you embrace a chill mindset, it's a good time to choose chill and crack open a Coors Light. Listen, summer is here on the weekends, even the weekdays. If you want to just choose chill, maybe relax after work, you grab a Coors Light and you sit back and you choose chill. On the weekend, maybe you're at the beach.
Ooh,
You
paint
got
a
your
picture.
cooler.
Paint a picture.
You got your cooler ready, and you want to crack open a Coors Light, and you're just on the beach, and the mountains are cold, and the air is hot. There's nothing better. So even a weekday can feel like a Friday while you choose chill and then reach for a Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by the one and only JoJo Siwa.
And she is sitting right there.
And it is me. And we are like looking in a mirror right now.
Absolutely. I wish I would have done Black Beast look today instead of this one, but this
I love
this one
No,
is
this
something
outfit's
special.
sick.
Stay
Well, how would
tuned.
you describe this outfit?
This is my construction straight era.
Okay.
Okay.
That'll make sense eventually.
Okay,
Gotcha.
I love that.
I think it's sick. I want it to match her energy,
Thank
which
you.
I feel like we have done at this point.
Yeah, honestly.
That's what I was most excited for. I was like, what is she going to be wearing when she comes in?
Right.
It's it's a catch-22 with me because you never know what you're gonna get. Sometimes I show up looking like this. Other times I'm like, fuck it, I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts. Like, don't care at all. I have like my very mask side, and then I have my like full outside.
I love it.
And now you called this Black Beast look.
Yes.
Do you name all of your looks?
Honestly, I yes, but just for our brains when we're doing like the back end of things. Like, okay, I gotta make sure that I pack
name.
Exactly. Like, I gotta pack the Black Beast look. I gotta pack the construction look, the teddy bear look. Like, there's like different
looks.
Yeah, different
and
names.
Do you plan on repeating looks, or are you just trying to go different looks and really just trying to cover it all?
Honestly, I typically don't repeat looks, but the Black Beast look was originally for the Karma music video. And then right before the Karma music video came out is when I went to the iHeartRadio Awards, which is where I wore the Black Beast costume on the carpet. Truly, I just wanted to wear that costume again because I didn't have anything to wear. And I was like, well, screw it. Karma's coming out. I love this fit. I really want to do this makeup again. I was like, let me just do that. And thank God I did, because I feel like that night is how that look kind of became what it did. You know what I mean? As much and as big as the video was or is, that night is where X's on My Podcast was born. That's where the dance was born that night. Like, a lot more came from that night than just the video. So that's something now that I take into consideration. Like, what do I want people to see?
Yeah, and this obviously caused a lot of conversation, discussion. Like you said, the TikToks go viral.
It's a perfect way to also promote, like,
right. Your music video has over 36
million
million views
Crazy.
right now. Like,
Nuts.
it's exploding. Very catchy song.
Thank you.
Like, extremely catchy.
It
I think
is.
it gets
Never not in
everybody
the brain.
going.
Thank you.
I will say she came out in the makeup, and a lot of the guys in the office were like, Karma is a bit like they started saying it.
All of them, they all knew it.
They all knew it.
A guy in this office actually just texted me, "You look fucking awesome, Siwa Nation."
I love it. No, you do.
Yeah.
You look fucking great.
Oh,
Amazing. Yes. I mean, we're so excited. We're so excited to have you here. How do you feel in this new era? How are you feeling with everything going on?
I honestly, I feel great. It's been so fun. It's keeping me so creatively fueled. Like, I haven't been this creatively inspired in such a long time. I feel like I'm just on a marathon sprint right now. Like, it's never ending, and it is definitely a sprint, not a jog. But it has been so good, and I'm lucky I have the best people around me to like keep me sane right now. Thank God for them. If I didn't have them, I don't know what I would do. But I got good people around me. I got a fun career, and it's just been great. It's all I've wanted.
Yeah. I think we both have discussed this and have talked about it on our show. We love how positive you are and how you just like are truly yourself. And I think there was a lot of conversation like, oh my God, what is this rebrand? What's this new era? And it's kind of like, well, you are becoming who you want to become and who you want to be. And whether that's something different one day and something else the next, you're allowed to do that and explore it all.
Yep, thank you. I think I truly want to entertain. Like, I feel like that's what
you are an entertainer.
Yep.
That part. And like, I definitely like, I know I'm not a singer. I know I'm not a dancer, but I am both if I entertain. You know what I mean? And it's not about being the best, but it is for me about being the best entertainer that I can be. And I don't know, I just love to do that. And so whatever I can do to make people look, make people squint, make people turn their head a little bit, that's always my goal. And I think it's working.
Yep.
Yeah,
it definitely is. How long has the, this new era of JoJo kind of been in the works? How long have you been thinking about like, I need to make this change?
Honestly, a long ass time. When I was 8, I saw Miley Cyrus go on Bangers tour. And I was like, I loved it. And I loved Hannah Montana. And so seeing Hannah Montana at Bangers, it was like, oh, I'm obsessed with this. Like, I fucking love her still to this day. And so when I hit about 14 and I realized my career and kind of how my success rate and everything, I realized like, holy shit, I actually might get to have that moment one day. Like, I'm a child star. Like, this is what I get to do. Like, this is the thing. But then I waited, until I was really ready, and I started recording new music when I was 18 and now 21, and it's just coming out. It's just starting, and it feels like the perfect time. If I would have recorded and released Karma right when I wanted to, which was right after my 19th birthday, it wouldn't have worked the same that it would when I'm 21. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you feel a pressure to maybe wait like longer? Did you feel like, oh, if I'm 21, like sounds like that right number?
I honestly didn't.
Yeah.
I was just like, the right timing will be the right timing. And I tried to just enjoy where I was at in life, because I definitely have like gone too fast and then like looked back and been like, oh fuck, I missed out on like the fun of that or the joy of that. And so I've tried to slow down a little bit and like really enjoy the time. But now that it's out and there's more coming, it's like, all right, now we're on speed mode. Like, let's keep it pushing.
Right. It's very exciting. And I feel like you're totally leaning into this new side of you. And when you were growing up, because obviously, you know, I watched you on Dance Moms. So many people watched you on Dance Moms and they knew this JoJo, right? And then YouTube and everything is pink and glitter and bows and all very cute. When you were doing a lot of that on the inside, were you kind of like, this is not me?
Not at all. It's crazy. What was always me down to the raw core is that will to be an entertainer. Like we were just kind of talking about. Like that has always been the core. And I always knew my brand, and it was what I created, and it was what I wanted it to be. And I honestly, like, I loved the bow. I loved the sparkles. I still do. They made the joke on SNL. They're like, it used to be rainbow sparkles and now I'm black sparkles. And I was like, bitch, yeah, I am. True that. You know what I mean?
I mean, you're
still
all
sparkles
you're
right
still
now, bedazzled. Yeah.
Show me a picture of one fucking pop star without rhinestones. Show me one.
Right?
One of the greats.
Yeah,
Show me one of the greats.
One of the ones who's made
the outfits.
Find me Lady
There's
Gaga,
a rhinestone somewhere.
Ariana Grande, Miley Cyrus. Rhinestones and sparkles they don't make you young or old. And also, I think what's something that people forget is I have been told my whole life to grow up. Now that I'm growing up, we miss the old JoJo.
That is so true.
Yeah.
I feel like I really remember that. Like, when is she going to stop wearing the bows in her hair? When is she going to grow up? She's too old for that. She has these young... Like, I totally understand what you're saying. And then
now it's like, oh, she has these young fans. What is she
doing?
What is she doing?
Oh my God.
But and that goes back to I genuinely, like, I'm just creating and the world's enjoying, and you know when you go to the movie theater and you don't really give a shit what the popcorn tastes like, but you're eating it anyways? I'm kind of like movie theater popcorn. You're just going to get it anyways. You know what I mean?
You're just in their faces.
That is honestly
coming at you.
Like,
just depending on how much butter you want, it's how much you're going to get of me.
And like, people go to the movie theater, even if you don't get the movie popcorn, you still see it. That's like me on the TikTok For You page. Even if you don't want it, it's still fucking there. Still have to see it.
Right. And it's still the most popular snack.
And it keeps going viral. And like you mentioned, the my ex-girlfriend on the podcast, when you said that afterwards, did you go, I shouldn't have said that, or I know this is going to go viral? Like, what was your immediate thought after that little interview and then seeing how it took off?
Yeah, I didn't expect that to go viral. A lot of things that I do or say that end up going viral, I'm like, fucking hell, of course. Like, of course. And now it's interesting. Like, I really overthink when I do interviews or talk, literally anytime I open my mouth, because I'm like, shit, is this going to take off? You know what I mean? But the ex on my podcast, honestly, I said that and I was kind of going down the press line, just answering things very quickly. And my thought was, honestly, my first thought was like, oh, someone knows I have a podcast. Like, I was stoked about that. And then I just couldn't think of a dream guest fast enough. And so I said my ex, or any of my exes.
It's a good answer.
It's very juicy. And it was right after Fletcher and Shannon had done one together. And I was like, oh, juice. Like, that's good. You know what I mean? But then I really thought about it and I was like, nah, actually, I don't want any of my exes. Like, to be honest, absolutely not.
Yeah, that's funny, because at the end of the day, you could have said Miley Cyrus, right?
Could have literally said anybody.
Literally anybody. And you're like, and like your exes are like, oh, you want to do it? And you're like, no.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
I feel like there's one or two that I would be like, okay, maybe. You know what I mean? But like, even then, I just don't want to have to like deal with that.
Right. Though it's not even the sitting down part of it that's awkward. It's the introduction, like, hi, before you sit down at the microphone.
And then like
on camera is less awkward almost. Like,
do I hug you when you get to my house?
Exactly. Everything leading up to it.
Also, like, we're filming in the bedroom that like we slept in together.
Right.
Like, no, this is awkward.
How have you enjoyed being in the podcast game? Do you like it, or is it like
do.
more than what did you expect going into it?
Honestly, it's pretty much exactly what I expected. My mom had a podcast, so I got to watch her do it and watch her prep for it. And this was a couple years ago. And then, I've been guests on a lot of podcasts, and so I enjoyed that always. And so when it was time for my own, it honestly had been in the works for like 2 years. It had been a really long time since I signed the deal. And I just started a new format where we're doing the 5 things. And so each episode now is centered around 5 things. The 5 things Hollywood did to ruin my childhood. The 5 things that I did with exes that I shouldn't tell you. 5 things that make me super happy on the daily. Like, so that way people kind of know more what they're getting.
That's nice. That's good.
Yeah.
But it's been a while.
Helpful to be a structure,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great concept.
When it's when trying to get me to film a podcast, my mom was like, JoJo, you need to find time. Like, you need to do it. And trying to do it, I mean, I'm the worst. I'm like, I really don't want to. I really don't want to. I really don't. But then when I sit down, I love doing it.
Yeah.
Right. Especially if you're saying that you overthink every time you talk.
Every single time.
feel
Every
you.
single time I talk. Everything I wear, everything I look like, everything I do, every place I go, I now am like, and I also make predictions now. Like I'll do an interview and then I'll be like, I bet that part will blow up, or I bet that thing that I said, or because a lot of it too has to do with the inflection in my voice. Like I have a very raspy voice, but sometimes if I'm projecting more, projecting less, my vocals, will go up or go down, and normally when they go down is when people bite on it.
Right. I guess that makes sense. Now you do have new music.
I do.
Like everyone's loving Karma. Karma's gone crazy, but you have new music. Can you tease anything about that?
My outfit. I can tease that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just wear dirty jeans to Chicks in the Office. I definitely, they have a purpose.
Bedazzled dirty jeans.
Bedazzled dirty jeans, some Timbs, and construction gear, my belt, everything. No, I'm really excited. We got Choose Your Fighter, which I'm in love with. I love so much. Video's so fun. I have so many injuries on my body from this new round of music.
Intense.
Yeah. Oh, I saw you said that you have filmed like 2 new music videos, and so you're locked in.
I am locked in. We got a lot more coming. It's gonna be a very good month. I'm very excited. I'm very intrigued to see the world's reaction, because the goal for me, is to keep entertaining. So to keep entertaining, I gotta go crazier. Can't go less. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep. You started off hot, so
Gotta
it's
be
like, you gotta follow up.
outlandish.
So take us through your kind of creative process a little bit, right? You're very hands-on,
Very.
with what you're putting out there. So you have new music coming out. Like, what's your prep like? How long does it take you to make these new songs and get them out?
Honestly, I have a bank of 25, 28 songs, right? So that's just kind of a little folder that I have. And those have all been done over the last 2 years. And what I wanted to do is I knew I wanted Karma first. I knew no matter what, I want Karma to come out first. I want the first words to be, I was a bad girl. I want that to be what I say. So Karma came out, we did her, and then I was like, after that, we'll kind of go from there. You know what I mean? We'll see how the world takes on it. And I will be straight up, the song that we're putting out next as our next big play. It's like a chess game. You know what I mean? You do your big power play, and then you take a second.
Yep.
And then you do some more plays, but then your next power move. You know what I mean? And so our next power move was actually at the bottom of our list. It was in my bottom 5. I didn't really think twice about it. Just kind of chucked it down there. And then because of the world's response to Karma, I was like, oh shit, this makes so much sense. Moved it to number 1 on the list, and now we're running there. And I never thought I would love that song as much as I did. And truthfully, I haven't seen at this day that we're filming this, I haven't seen an edit yet of this specific music video that I'm talking about. But after, I was just watching some playback, and then I was like, what the fuck? This puts Karma to shame. And then I went back and watched Karma, and I was like, this is boring. This is innocent. The fact that I think Karma is innocent blows my mind. And the fact that I think Karma's boring blows my mind, because I thought it was absolutely everything. And now it's like I do the Karma dance, and I'm like, this is so stupid compared to Guilty Pleasure. This is so stupid compared to Choose Your Fighter. It blows my mind.
Well, I think people are excited to see whatever you do next, right? Because you have shocked everybody. You mentioned you wanted the first words to be, I was a bad girl.
Yeah.
And then the reaction to that was like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Were you kind of like, oh, they don't really know me? They don't know me behind the scenes?
I think more I was like, they don't no art. Like, the world is too serious nowadays.
yeah.
Like, I always use the song Lady Gaga, Judas, as an example. I'm like, she was not in love with Judas.
Yeah.
She never met the goddamn man. It's a song.
Yep.
It is a song. Like, it is art. You know what I mean? And so I think for me,
It could be a character that you want to be.
exactly. And like, it always stems right back to, I just want to entertain. It's not like I'm like, do we sit down? So everybody, I was a bad girl.
Yeah.
What do you do? No, bitch, it's a song.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just making art.
Right. Now you love to entertain. You're an entertainer. You do music videos. You're online. Do you love being on stage?
Oh my God, it's my favorite thing ever. It is why I do everything else. So that way I can be on stage, I can have fun, I can perform, I can dance, I can sing. That is where I feel most like myself, for sure.
That's amazing. I mean, that's the purest form, I think, too. It's like, especially because then you can connect with an audience. People are right there in front of you, which is so great. And you've connected with so many different audiences now, because I feel like you have now touched also so many different reality, like whether it's competition shows or TV. I mean, we saw you on Dance Moms.
I saw this girl yesterday and she was like, I love that TV show you were on. What was it? What TV show were you on? And I was like,
You're like, I got a lot. So you're going to have to be a little more specific.
yeah, I was like,
especially in like the last couple of years, you know?
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
Yeah.
A lot Special Forces,
Yep.
a lot from So You Think, a lot from Dancing with the Stars. It's crazy.
What has been each experience? Like, I know they're all so different, but the competition show, like, did you kind of fall in love with the idea of like the competition show?
I love elimination shows. After it's how I started. I started on an elimination reality show, and that was my first thing in the industry. And after that, I was like, we were never gonna do one of these again. Like, they're so stressful. And now I've done like 7 or 8. Like, I do love them. Forces, I think, was the last elimination show. Yeah, Special Forces was the last elimination show I competed in. So You Think You Can Dance was the last elimination show that I participated in. I was a judge on that show. And it honestly, like, I do love the competitive element of things. It makes me so happy.
As it should. I mean, what do you, now that you're like judging and also competing, what do you prefer?
Honestly, competing.
Yeah.
I do. I like judging because I found the right angle for me, which is instead of calling myself a judge, I call myself a helper.
Okay.
And it's very hard to send people home, but I think of it as, instead of sending them home, I'm helping the people that are still here. And instead of giving critiques, I'm giving advice. You know what I mean? And so it was tough for me to find that, but now that I have, it's been great. But there's nothing like competing when you're as competitive as I am.
Yeah. I mean, you showed it in Special Forces for sure, right?
We were locked into that season of Special Forces, and there was a ton of talk around, Sandoval and all the people you were on with. Have you now watched any of like Vanderpump Rules and have caught up with that?
Yep, I've fallen into the Vanderpump trap.
Okay.
I watched Vanderpump. I didn't before Forces, so I didn't know anything going in. And yeah, I gave Tommy the benefit of the doubt for sure. But now I watch, I'm very loyal. I'm a bigger fan of the after show than I am of the actual episodes.
The after show is interesting, right?
It's great.
Yeah.
Because you get the episode and their commentary. I love it. But honestly, he's really the only one that's career I've like really been intrigued in, like after the fact.
Right, to be like, because you didn't know anything beforehand.
Anything
'cause
before,
it's
and
like,
it's so dramatic.
yeah, right. You're like, shit, I gotta check this out. What
and he's the
happened?
only one that I've done like past work on. Like, now, obviously, Tyler is my best friend in the whole world.
Yep.
And so I watch all his like stuff that's out now.
Yep.
But I've never gone back and like done my homework on these people yet. Only,
Right.
You're not
only Tom.
watching Hannah Brown's season of The Bachelor.
Not watching Hannah Brown's, but I'm watching Going Home with Tyler on Amazon.
right.
Exactly.
Everybody go stream.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. That's so true. How did you? I know the Dance Moms and the reunion, it was so crazy. Everybody covered it. Everybody was talking about it. How did you feel about participating?
Honestly, good. I love Dance Moms. Always have, always will. Something that bugs the absolute fuck out of me, and this is not shade towards the Dance Moms girls, because it is not them, especially those that did the reunion. It is not them at all. But is when people aren't grateful for their platform. And that drives me absolutely fucking mad. And the thing that I loved so much about the Dance Moms reunion is Chloe, Kalani, Brooke, Paige, Kendall, and myself truly showed how grateful for Dance Moms we were by being there. And it was cool, whether it was a healing closure or just a celebratory closure for some and for others. it truly was just a great night. You know what I mean? And a great time, and we all got to be closer. And honestly, it was a 16-hour day. I don't know how the fuck they edited it. I won't watch it. Seeing shit online, and I'm like, damn, I look like an asshole.
I lived it for 16 hours.
Right,
It's okay.
And I watched Dance Moms fully from the beginning to the end. And I think that was like just nice to see in general, because like you said, you know, you saw everyone hang out on TikTok and you're like, okay, are we gonna get these girls together? Are we gonna get the closure? Because everybody, I think, was, you know, upset about Dance Moms, how it ended up, because it was massive. It was massive, and it was so exciting to begin with, and then it kind of like, just like, you know, got into muddy waters. And I think that's where, you know, the lovers of Dance Moms were like, okay, what's happening
now what?
But you did mention elsewhere that they wanted you to call Abby during the reunion, and you put your foot down and you were like, absolutely not.
No. Honestly, it was out of respect for the other girls in the room. They don't have a relationship with Abby, and they don't also want one, whereas I do. And so I was like, I'm not the fucking scapegoat here. I will call Abby on my car ride home.
Right.
Like,
you're not the mediator. Like, you're not going to be like, oh.
And I'm also just not going to put them in that situation or Abby.
Because it's kind of like, it's a gotcha, like, for everybody, you know?
Right.
And that's,
exactly.
Yeah. So it's not, it doesn't feel necessary.
And like, we're already going through so much mentally, not me, but them especially. Like, they were reliving so much, feeling so much. And I was like, nah, that's bull.
Yeah. Did you get the Dance Moms tattoo with everybody?
I fell asleep. I was supposed to go, and I literally woke up in the morning to the text of like meet in the lobby. And I was like, fuck.
Because Grace O'Malley, who works here, she went and got the Dance Moms tattoo with everybody. And
she got it?
And she talked like, she was like, I don't belong. Like, why did
she got my tattoo.
Yeah, she felt it.
She stepped in.
She got the DM Dance Moms tattoo.
I love that.
Which is, I think, iconic that she did that.
Hell yeah.
Amazing. Okay, JoJo, the last thing I have to show you, and I don't know if you'll recall, but this is from October, when I was also at Tyler's gala for his mom, which was so great. But there was a young guy who thought he could maybe compete with you on the dance floor.
Stop it. No, is it the dance battle?
That's my brother. No. So I have these really just like hilarious
You dance battled Fran's brother.
videos.
I'm dead.
of my brother.
Talked about it Monday morning.
And
I am dead.
it is so funny. And I saw him last night, and I was like, JoJo's coming on the show, and he was like, oh my God, don't bring me up. I was like,
absolutely, I have
sorry,
to.
Absolutely will. Like,
Didn't he do the worm?
Yes.
This is the edit I made of him squeaking while he was dancing while you're watching him. Like, what the fuck is this kid doing?
Oh my God.
No,
I split my pants during that dance battle.
This is he talks about it because he was like, I thought I did my thing, and then she pointed at me, and I was like, oh no, I got nothing left. And that's when he tried to do the worm, and he like collapsed and didn't. And then he recovered. He did like the dead fish thing because he was like, I can't.
Let me tell you, it was the most jealous I've ever been of anything, because I would have been
come next year.
I'll be there.
Okay, great.
I was just like, oh my God, if I was there, I would have been in that dance battle.
Oh,
you know, like, I'm a dance battle kind of girl, and I was like, fuck, I missed my moment.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, it was amazing.
You know, we'll put a pin in it.
Well, that was so fun.
It was so fun. It was a great night.
Tyler's the reason why I'm here. He's how I found out about y'all when he did the
Love
podcast,
that.
and y'all asked him about me. And this was still before I knew how like he felt about me, because it was y'all talked to him like pretty fresh after Forces.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And I didn't know like if he felt the way about our friendship that I felt about our friendship. I mean, I thought he was great, but I didn't know if like.
He definitely did.
He was like, JoJo's my girl.
Yeah, he sung your praises.
Yeah.
You guys rode around the car. We heard all about it.
I see him tomorrow.
Amazing.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
stoked.
And we love Tyler too.
He's a good
best.
friend. Yes.
Yeah, then I saw this, and he was like, "We gotta get you on Chicks in the Bar."
Yeah, love it.
I'll be there.
Love it. Thanks, Tyler.
Yes, thank you. And thank you
love
so
Tyler.
much, JoJo.
Oh my God, thank you guys.
We're so excited, guys. She's got amazing music coming out.
Too much.
Check it out.
And keep entertaining, okay?
Yes.
Don't let anybody stop you.
Yep.
Keep
you.
entertaining.
Exactly.
That's what it's
Keep
about,
doing
being
what
an
you wanna
entertainer.
do.
These two said y'all are done for.
I love an entertainer, so keep doing it.
I will keep you looking for sure.
Thank you, JoJo.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
And that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching. That was a long episode. I hope you're still with us right now.
Yes.
Hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed the interview with JoJo Siwa. I totally forgot that is also on this episode.
Oh my God, long episode today.
A long episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We love you guys very, very much. Sorry that we were not here last week, but we got some much needed rest and recovery, and we'll be back again on Wednesday. Ta-ta for now.